Hello and welcome to Nope There's Only Trash Here podcast episode 86. The date today is the 20th of June 2015. So once again, no Joe. No Joe's a no-show. As I explained last week, he is an alcoholic and he's back off the wagon or on the wagon. So the massive bender he started last week of just drinking a ton of stuff, being kind of homeless, throwing up all over himself, that has continued. The police have been called and are looking to track him down, but he has been sighted in many gutters, just covered in his own vomit. But, once again, I have replaced him with someone arguably better, and that's the Mr. Cowscrazy.
Moo! Now, is it off the wagon or on the wagon?
I don't know, I think you fall off the wagon.
That's what I thought, but I think that's wrong, though.
That's got to be right, though.
It's got to be right, but I think I remember having this discussion with other people before, and that's technically incorrect, and I can't remember why. But off the wagon sounds right, because you're getting all drunk and then you fall off the wagon.
Yeah. In a situation where there's a wagon, you want to be on the wagon, and you want to be sober. So when you're on the wagon, you're fine. When you're off the wagon, something's gone wrong, therefore you're now a drunk.
Maybe it's opposite. You're on the wagon, meaning you need the wagon's help to be transported. And when you're off the wagon, you're able to walk around and be normal.
Okay, so the wagon is the thing that's guiding you, and when
because
you need
you're
guidance,
too drunk,
you're on the wagon.
Because you can't control your own walking.
So,
maybe that's what it is. You know, it's an old Western thing, right? So maybe you get drunk and you can't walk home, so you had to be on the wagon to take you back home.
Oh, see, that makes a lot of sense, actually. You can't ride old Betsy home, so you got to jump on the wagon, but you're a big old drunk.
Exactly. So that's why you're back on the wagon.
No, I still think that's...
I don't even know if that's correct, but that's good logic in my mind.
But it has to be from Wild West times, I guess, because when else were wagons used?
It has to be.
Like, we had a good 50 years of wagon usage, and then just, no, we're done with wagons.
No, I think wagons were a lot longer than 50 years. They must
55, I'll give you 55.
What were they driving? Are you telling me nobody's driving a wagon by a horse in, like, 1700? That's not happening? 1600?
Maybe.
1500? Come on, they've been riding horses a long time, and the wheel goes back to the Stone Age, man. Come on. Somebody must have decided, hook this horse to it and pull it. Wagons. So
is that the definition of a wagon then? Something that is hitched to a horse that can carry stuff? Because if that's the case, then sure, it's a lot older.
Or a person.
Could be a person.
If it carries things, if it can transport things, then yes. I would say that's a wagon.
So when somebody is hung, drawn, and quartered, they're a wagon.
If it's a conveyance of some sort.
So if somebody's been like split open and being dragged through the street, if you also put like your potato bag on top of them, they're now a wagon.
You've turned them into a wagon.
And they're off the wagon, or they are the wagon, because they're dead. So I think that proves something.
And just to make this sink right into today's topics, at E3, was there any games made about wagons?
Let's have a look. Wagons. I'm not seeing any wagons, I'm afraid.
I guess E3 was a failure then.
It was. That's what people are upset about, right?
The lack of wagon games. Exactly.
There's a market there. There is absolutely a market. Keep on the wagon. Whoa.
Everybody was like, where is Grand Theft Wagon?
Pre-orders cancelled for everything. Right, so this is I can't believe it. This is our third year of doing E3 podcasts. And I think you've been on all of the Nintendo ones at least.
Woohoo! Third year podcast!
It does not feel like 3 years. Like, at all.
I know, it feels like 100.
No, come on, I meant less. I didn't mean like it's dragging on.
No, this just keeps going and going. It's just like, when are you just going to give up and be like, this fucking podcast sucks. Forget it. I'm not doing it anymore.
I'm done. I don't care.
Wasting my time. Nobody listens except for when Cowscrazy's on.
Oh yeah, I haven't mentioned that. This is the first time you're back since what was it called? Oh, I gave it a name. Oh, it was so good. Super Happy Fun Cast.
Super Happy Fun Time.
Fun Time, yeah.
Super Happy Fun Time Hour.
It was Cowscrazy Super Happy Fun Time Hour.
Well,
that was great, by the way.
Did I break ratings records?
Oh, it was through the roof. When you hit the cow jokes, it was just there was a big spike.
Did everybody tune in next week and leave hate mail that it wasn't the Super Happy Fun Time Hour?
A lot of death threats came in, and I'm not too comfortable talking about those. But yeah, it was pretty rough.
Wow.
The best thing about that podcast, though, is that the reason why I couldn't do it is because I went on holiday to Amsterdam. And you know what goes on in Amsterdam.
I'm afraid
but
so.
When I was there, they had Wi-Fi. So in my haze of being in this room and being in bed, I thought I would check out the Cowscrazy Super Happy Fun Time Hour in that state of mind. And those cows jokes, man, they really got to me. They really made me laugh when I was in that state.
Nice.
But it was just it was 4 a.m. There was a big pipe going across my bed because it was a hostel. And I was just like, is he talking about cows? I don't... It was great.
Wow. That's out of this world.
It is. It was fun. So yeah, thank you for doing that. And maybe in the future another fun time hour? Maybe?
You never know when the hour is gonna be back.
Woo! I mean, if Joe wasn't such a drunk, he would do his own one. But, it's again, our prayers and thoughts go out to him.
Joe's drunk time hour.
Oh, that could be one.
There you go.
I mean, he's a very angry drunk, so be very aggressive and just quite painful to listen to. But I would listen to it, either way. But speaking of angry, so, as we do every year, we're doing a Nintendo podcast. And we're doing a Sony Microsoft podcast. So this is the Nintendo podcast, where we're going to break down everything Nintendo. And as you guys listening might already know, it wasn't a hit. It's not a hit this year. Yeah, it was. I think last year was really good, if I recall.
You know what, guys? Look at. Okay, I hate to tell all you fanboys out there, or fangirls, or whatever. Okay, they just want to hate on Nintendo. Look at. Last year they didn't even have one. Remember?
They had a digital event.
Exactly, but they did not have a conference. But anyways, this wasn't that bad, okay? The only reason it sucked is because Sony went before, and they knocked out surprise after surprise after surprise. Nintendo, if they never announced ahead of time, most of the stuff they told you, everybody knew was happening. So if they didn't tell you all that before, and then announced this, you would have all loved it. Because then you would have been surprised.
Well, Microsoft didn't announce that much new, but yeah, they did backwards compatibility.
Woo!
So
backwards compatibility! Oh my god! Wow! What a novel idea!
I wish another next-gen console did that, but I can't think of any of them.
Oh, there's another next-gen console?
Well, Wii U. I mean, come on.
I don't think that's a next-gen console.
You can play Red Steel on your Wii U.
Look at they're already giving up on Wii U. So
okay, so let's not go too deep into this because my plan is that we're going to break it all down. Break it all down. We're going to complain about all of it, and we're going to break it all down.
I can't wait to complain about that.
Okay, so let's start from the beginning. So before
in the
E3,
beginning, God created the heavens and the earth.
We'll skip a few years.
Oh, okay.
Catch up just a little bit. So God created the Super Smash Bros. Stream, also. Very much involved. So that was on the 14th, and it was just a half-an-hour stream announcing new content. So in that stream, what we got was Ryu, the Street Fighter guy, he's now in Smash and has his own stage. Roy's returned, Lucas is now out, and we got Dreamland 64 is back, and some Mii outfits from some third-party ones. So that's what we got from that stream.
Here's what I want to know. Now that Ryu or Rybread or whatever the hell his name is in Smash, does he control like himself from Street Fighter?
Well, in the stream, what they said is that some of the original combos are actually in the game.
Yep.
So, of course, Smash Bros. Isn't all about putting in all the different button inputs, but they have added them to the game. So you can either do, like, I can't remember exactly, but you can do, like, B to the side, and that'll do a move. But if you do the correct button input from Street Fighter 2, you'll do the same move, but it's more powerful. So if you can pull off those combos, you'll be much better with the character, and it is a benefit. Although if you don't know him, you can still get by with him.
Okay. I would just like, if you're going to put a guy from another fighting game into this fighting game, then it would be nice if he controlled like he did in his own fighting game. So I should be able to pick it up and just go, Hadouken, psych, psych, Balukai, oh you bitch. I know it's not oh you bitch, but it sounds like it.
No, it might as well be.
Yeah. Oh you bitch.
No, I think it's like kind of awesome that something that is really cool about the Wii U version of Smash Bros. Is that there's a ton of unique characters.
And this is only for Wii U that they've added these, not the 3DS one, right?
I think it's also in the 3DS one, you know? I think all content that's been announced is also in the 3DS one, although of course that wasn't the focus because who really cares?
Very good on them though.
So I have the content, but I haven't really played it that much. I haven't dedicated that much time to this new Smash Bros. With Melee, I put a ton of hours into it, played it like for days and days, got really sucked into it. This new one, it's great. Maybe there's too much content, that it's hard to even really start to get into it, because you're never going to do all of it, and you're never going to get all the trophies. It's just too much.
It is. It's too much. Might as well not even try.
No. Well, I mean, I guess I should be playing the online mode, but I'm not that good at the game, so you need to kind of get a little good at the game before jumping to online, and I haven't quite gone through that process of getting good.
If you're going to go online, you better watch out. Those Japanese players will whoop your butt.
Absolutely.
It'll be all over.
I would like to call you a racist, but you're bang on point. That's exactly what happens.
It's a fact. It's a fact.
See, I've been playing a lot of Splatoon. Same case.
They could scour the country for the worst Japanese Smash Bros. Player, and he would be better than any other player in the world.
But also, do you think it may be like a time zone difference where only the people who would be up so late in Japan to play against the Western people are the obsessives? So
no,
if you
because
play at the same time.
I play really late at night. I play at like 3 o'clock in the morning or whatever, and it's still the other way around. So it's not like I'm finding casual Japanese players during their daytime when it's our nighttime.
All right.
And I'm not playing Smash, but I'm just talking about any game like.
Yeah, it's the way it goes.
Yeah.
But no, so have you got the DLC? I'm assuming no?
I don't even have the game, so.
Oh yeah, that's right. You're that guy.
But I'm that guy. I am that guy. I said, put Waluigi in the game and I'd buy it.
Well, it's an assist trophy, so
no.
Yeah, I mean,
no,
you can get a trophy off him. Like, Waluigi, number one. Hey.
No, he's not number one, apparently. If he was number one, he'd be in the game.
It's like 50 characters. He's like number 67, I guess.
Yeah. There's 50 other guys that are more important than him to be in the game.
But now we're at the point where, because it's DLC, they've really got to pick what characters they add in, because I'm assuming we're going to get more content. So there's no way they can turn around and be in a stream like, everyone please get excited for the new Smash Bros. DLC. Take a look at this trailer. Wow, Luigi, wow. Like, it's just not going to happen. I got a tennis racket, wow. You just can't do it.
Get your Queen Honeybee. Download her now.
Ugh, no. No. Like with Mario Kart 8, yeah, we had the DLC characters, but like, what did we get? We got Tanuki Guy, Cat Peach, Zelda, Animal Crossing, and Isabelle. I think there was and Dry Bowser.
Characters were, with the exception of Link, are worthless to me. It's about the courses. That was really the reason to purchase it.
Sure. Well, it's nice to have a few more characters. Although the main problem with doing DLC characters in Mario Kart is that you're like, oh, cool, new characters. You play online, everyone's Link. Everyone's like Tanuki Mario. It's so kind of predictable in that way.
It's a little boring. That's why I always play as my me.
Who's your main?
No, my me.
Oh, you're me.
Because
of course.
If everybody picked me, then everybody would be different because you all look different.
That's true. So what do you think about all the Smash Bros. Me outfits? Because there's now a ton of different ones.
I actually like that. Those actually look cool. But it's not enough for me to buy the game. But I kind of like it when people fight with their me. It looks neat.
Because that's another thing we got. There's Tekken me outfits, Virtual Fighter, and there's Splatoon me outfits. So now and there's also Zero from Mega Man X and a ton of different ones. So now there's a stupid range of characters you could be if you customize your me enough.
So yeah, instead of the Zero outfit, I just would have preferred Zero himself.
Well, yeah, but you gotta compromise to some degree.
I guess so.
You got Mega Man. It's baby steps for Mega Man and that series.
Well, Mega Man should just be counting his lucky stars. He exists in any game.
Oh yeah, while you're here, what do you think of the Legacy Collection that was announced?
I must have missed this because I heard nothing. I heard nothing about this. I never actually got to watch the conferences live, so my information was basically everybody freaking out on Twitter, and then I would go read about it afterwards, and I saw nobody freak out about this, so I didn't get to read about it.
This was announced. This was announced slightly before E3, and I want to look up the deets so I don't get it wrong. But I'm pretty sure it's like a Mega Man collection similar to the one that was on GameCube.
Okay.
And it's coming to PS4 and Xbox One. I don't think it's coming to Wii U.
So it's just the games again?
It looks like it. I'm just reading it now.
Then not very excited. That's probably why nobody was freaking out, because I don't know. Already bought them all. Don't need another collection. I'm good.
Okay, well, it looks like there's challenge mode where they're gonna make new challenges out of the original games. Apparently, Mega Man 9 and 10 did that, and they're gonna add those features for this Legacy Collection. Okay. That could be interesting. There was it depends on what they do with that. If it's just achievements, then that's a neat feature, but it's not a reason to buy it. If it's the mode online where it's endless courses and you just keep going through, then that would be cool, but wouldn't be cool for 8. Well, I guess for 7 and 8 that could be cool because that would be completely different. But the first 6 games would just be like the 2 they already did, so it's just unique stage things, and you try to see how many screens you can beat before you die. Yeah, that's what I'm reading about this now just to catch up, but it says 6 classic NES titles. Well, it's coming out on the PS4, Xbox
so
One,
they're
and
not
3DS.
Putting out 7 and 8?
No, they could go up to 10 if they wanted to, but they're only going up to 6, which makes it seem a little pointless.
Yeah, that's not good then. If they're only doing the first 6, then no way. That's no good. That's not good enough.
Because it's coming out on the 3DS, but on the 3DS, can't you buy all of those? Or am I thinking of the Wii U?
No, you can buy all 6 on the 3DS.
Or you can buy it as one.
Yeah, it's not good enough.
But I mean, with the fact that they're doing this Legacy Collection, and that we're getting the TV show, new game maybe?
You would think, but I wouldn't count on it.
No, it's.
I'm very interested to see what they do with the TV show, though. Uh, uh I wonder if it's gonna be kiddie or corny like Super Fighting Robot was, or I don't know. If they'll, I would go a more serious tone with this. I would take this very seriously if you're gonna have this Mega Man game. That's the kind of thing I would put out. I wouldn't go all kiddie with this. I would have this cartoon be for an older audience, which is what I think you're gonna draw with this.
Well, could you not get that same older audience by making it campy in a 90s style, like those old original cartoons?
I see your point. Yes. I don't think it would have as long of a shelf life, though.
Sure.
I think you could have a... You could really... If you have some good writers, I think you could go a deep, long series into this, which could even evolve. You could probably tell the story that everybody's ever wanted. You could begin at the beginning, and you could have it run straight through to Mega Man X, and you could tell the story of how it goes from Mega Man to Mega Man X, which I would love for them to do in a video game.
Well, that sounds awesome, and I think there's a lot of potential, but I think we know really why this reboot or this like TV show is happening. It's to reboot it for the next generation so Capcom can build up interest to release games, and then these games will probably be based off the TV show.
Hey, that's all well and good. If we get some more games out of it, then that's fine. In my opinion, I don't think they really needed to reboot interest, but hey, I'll take a cartoon out of it. I think.
Well, younger audiences don't know Mega Man at all.
I would have to disagree.
You don't sound so sure.
Okay, maybe they know a different kind of Mega Man. How young are we talking?
I'm talking like, okay, so whatever age you were when you played Mega Man, whatever that age was.
Well, let's see, that would have put me at the 10 to 14 range you're talking then?
Sure, because they might know Mega Man from Smash, but they don't know the games at all.
When was the last... Well, 9 and 10 didn't come out that long ago.
But you wouldn't have played 9 and 10 unless you played the originals, though. I don't think many people started playing Mega Man with 9 and 10.
Okay, maybe. How about... When were those RPG games that came out?
What, Battle Network?
Yeah.
They were early 2000s, I believe, because they were Game Boy Advance.
That was that long ago? Seriously?
Yeah.
Oh no, they were advanced? I thought they were DS games or 3DS games.
They might have, no, they weren't 3DS. They might have moved them over to the DS, but the series definitely started on the Game Boy Advance.
Well, that is longer than I thought. Where does time go, man?
I don't know, we're dying. It sucks.
I don't know.
But yeah, so I think they must be doing a new Mega Man game, but I think, okay, Sonic Boom has had its criticisms, and fair enough ones, but it's been a success overall because of the TV show. So I think Capcom want to just do that with Mega Man. That's I mean, it doesn't sound good, but I think that's what they're going for.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Cow goes.
Cow goes what?
No, that's not how it... that's not how a knock knock joke goes.
Sometimes it can, though.
No. Cow goes.
Cow goes who?
No, cow goes moo.
Oh, yeah. I'm not having a super happy fun time. That is not guaranteed. Okay, we've got to go back on topic. So, with Smash Bros., another thing I wanted to bring up with it, real quick, is that it's pretty expensive.
The DLC.
Yeah.
It's $20, isn't it?
Well, yeah, 20 quid over here.
Oh, 20 quid over there. So that means even more here. I thought it was $19.99. But...
It might be, because we do get screwed over because we have higher tax and all that kind of stuff. So
I thought that's what I saw, but maybe I saw the European price. Maybe that's what I saw. I don't know.
the problem is also it's 20 quid for just the Wii U DLC. So you're paying 25 if you want it on both. And that's just this pack.
Well, at least they offered a combo. They could have really screwed
good.
you over and made them buy separately. But I think they know nobody would have done that.
Yeah, but the problem is that I also brought the Mewtwo stuff because I'm not typing in codes. I'm a busy guy. I'm not typing in codes. So I brought the Mewtwo one as well, and also all the Mii packs for that. That was £30. You can buy the game for that price, and that's not even... There's going to be more DLC on the way. So it's like, Mario Kart 8 was such good value for money.
Yep.
So I understand them wanting to charge more than that, fair enough. You know, that was a really good deal. But it's like, I'm not going to buy any more DLC, because that's going to be at least £10, and I'm not paying 40 quid for Smash Bros. DLC. I'm not doing it. It's too much.
I'm surprised they didn't announce more DLC for Mario Kart 8.
That's probably on the way, but it depends what they want to do with Mario Kart. Because if they were smart, they would save it for the NX and have it launch.
Oh, is this a segue?
No.
Oh, okay, holding my wage back then. Holding my wage back.
We'll get there. It's all gonna come.
So much anger.
There's an order to this. But it's just too much, I think, because Hyrule Warriors as well. It was a season pass for Hyrule Warriors, but it was pretty cheap, and you got a ton of content, so it's like no complaints from me.
Come on down to Hyrule Warriors. Get your season's pass here today. You can ride the Splashworks. You can go on the roller coasters. Everything here. One season's pass. Come on down, Hyrule Warriors. Get it right now. Price goes up next week. Let's go.
What? It goes up? Oh man, I gotta get on this. Gotta get on the Splashworks. But yeah, so that's my point about the Smash Bros. DLC. It seems a little pricey because from any other company, I would expect it, but Nintendo have been pretty good with DLC, and this is the first one where it's just like, whatever. Like, the pricing isn't that good.
Well, they're taking advantage of how much people love their Smash Bros.
Yep. Doing a good job. But, okay, so moving on to Smash Bros. The next thing that happened, I'm not too sure what order this happened in, so I'm going to say Earthbound Beginnings was announced first?
Which is basically just Mother 1, or is it different?
No, it is Mother 1.
It is Mother 1, but they thought nobody would know what that is, so they changed the name.
Yeah, I think the problem was that, they renamed Mother 2 to Earthbound, so if they were going to, like you said, they didn't think no one would know.
Okay, so in Europe is or in Japan, it's actually called Mother 2?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, Earthbound is Mother 2.
Okay.
Which, makes sense. I think it's fine. But I think the interesting thing is that it never came out in Europe. So I think they actually localized the game.
It never came out in North America either.
Oh, well, we're crazy. So they must have localized it for North America as well, or certain parts of it. So this is not just a port. This is something that
at least
they
I'm
must
pretty
have
sure.
done.
I'm not big on the whole Earthbound thing, but I'm pretty sure they didn't get the NES one. I'm very sure of this.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And now, is this updated graphics, or is it still NES graphics?
It's just a port.
Okay.
But it's the first time it's ever been released. So, yeah, it's a port, but they had to localize it and then, throw it on the virtual console.
Now, my knowledge is bad, so does Mother 3 actually exist, or was that something somebody made and just got really popular?
I think a little of both. Mother 3 was meant to come to the N64, but then that got cancelled, so they moved it to the Game Boy Advance, and I think that came out in Japan, but not elsewhere, because it had to have come out because Lucas is in Smash Bros, and they wouldn't put a character that was never released in Smash Bros. That wouldn't make any sense. So I'm pretty sure Mother 3 came out on the Game Boy Advance in Japan, but nowhere else.
Well, then I would have to say that's on its way next.
It has to be, right?
Because if you just wanted to put Earthbound out first, then that's fine. But as soon as you go ahead and do this, you have to think that they've understood there's a market for it, and that the third one will be on its way.
Well, yeah, because if you were just going to release a game and be like, whatever, we don't care about the franchise. You would release Mother 3 because people know who Lucas is because of Smash Bros.
Now here's
Nobody
the bad
cares
thing.
about the original apart from the fans.
Because Nintendo isn't on the ball all the time, and they like to do shit like this.
No, come
Okay.
on. No.
Yes, they do.
No,
They like to
no.
do stuff like this.
Lies.
These are the things they like to do. They like to put things out. They like to put characters in Smash Bros. And they like to get people excited. And then the game doesn't come out for a while. Everybody's gonna expect Mother 4.
Sure.
Or Earthbound 4. Or whatever they're gonna call it. They're gonna expect a brand new game. And do you know what? Sit tight, everybody. It ain't coming.
No.
Okay? Hold back. I bet you, if it happens, it won't even happen on the NX. If it happens at all, it's the console after that. It's either the newest, the console after NX, or maybe you get a portable version on the console after 3DS.
The newer 3DS.
Whatever they're gonna call that.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think with this, it's a really nice gesture. And I
How
think it's
many
awesome they did
years
this,
did it
but
take of people getting excited about Pit in Smash Bros. Before they finally made a new game?
4?
It was quite a while, so I would sit tight, people.
Yeah. I mean, it could happen. Smash Bros. Does generate interest in a franchise, so this is a nice step towards a new game. But yeah, if you're going to assume that a new game's coming, you're a little naive.
Like, you can't even start to think that the fourth one's coming out until they actually do put that third one out.
Yeah, so somebody outside is really upset. I don't know what's going on.
You know what you should do right now?
Go on.
Open your window, stick your head out, and just go, beep, and see how they like it.
Yeah, they'll be like, man, we're trying to do a podcast out here, and you're just doing that. I'm like, yeah, that's how it feels. That's what happens.
Now, everybody gets to hear this on a Sunday, right? Or is it a Monday that this goes up?
This will be a Monday cast.
We are recording this on a Saturday.
Yeah.
So, where do cows go on a Saturday night?
Is this like a spiritual question that I have to meditate on, or?
No, not really. I'll tell you where cows go on a Saturday night.
Oh, God.
They go to the movies.
No! Oh. Thank you for that. Thanks for sharing.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Right, okay, so Earthbound, we covered that. Yeah, like, so basically with Earthbound, this is like a really cool gesture, but yeah, it's not going to lead to anything. And if it does, then that's a nice surprise. That's kind of it.
But now that the first game's out, I'm not an RPG fan, but just because this game is so big and people love it so much, I can actually start at the beginning and I might actually try it.
Oh, really?
I might. I'm not
That'd
saying
be
right
interesting.
away, but I might.
Well,
I've always thought about it, but it's always just been Earthbound, and I hate starting in the middle. Even though I guess you probably could pick it up and play it and not need to know anything else, but it just doesn't feel right to me. But now that the beginning's out, I might look at it.
But it is a NES RPG, so it might be pretty hard to just get into.
Mm-hmm.
But so it'll be a challenge, but you could do it.
I'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see how
It's the options there.
Of course.
Okay, so the next thing, Nintendo World Championships. Did you watch it?
No.
God damn it.
And second of all, you of all people, let's translate this. It's not the World Championships. They lied. Okay? It's the Nintendo Invitational and Best Buy Championship.
Yes, so America.
Okay? If it's not World Championship, because was anybody from England invited?
I wasn't.
Well, I didn't see even a Japanese player in there because they would have won. I didn't see anybody there from Africa or any other European countries. Didn't see anybody there from Australia. Hell, I don't even think a Canadian was in it. I
Oh,
know
dear.
I wasn't allowed to qualify for the World Championships.
Yeah, I do remember saying that because I was watching it and I was like, "Are those all American? Just a bunch of white guys."
Basically, this World Championships was a crock and a piece of crap. Make it real, Nintendo. Make it fair, or don't even bother.
Wait, so you didn't like it? It was a good time.
No, it's a fun time, but it's not serious. They want to make it real. They want to make a real world championship. Then they should have the same rules for everybody and give everybody in the entire world an actual chance. They should set up qualifying places all across the world, and you qualify, and that's how. But here's how. Here's why. They set up qualifiers all over the world. They would have to pay for people to come to these stupid things. You think and that's what they don't want to do. All they want is publicity. They don't want to fly people in from all over the world for this championship.
Yeah, I think that would make more sense. You just have one person from every nation or major nation, and there you go. You got a championship, world championship. Then it's a country winning the championship rather than John numbers.
You could do it that way too. I was going to say you could just weight it by population even, I'm not saying like Canada deserves one representative, over and one for America or one for Japan when there's 10 times the population, but
Well, it's 16 slots, so I think it makes sense to have 16 people from countries where Nintendo products are sold. I think that would work.
I don't know if this is on the list because I know very little about it, but I have heard that they're making a system just for China.
Yeah, but they've done that before.
Oh, they have.
Yeah, the IQ.
I was not aware of this because I was reading a little bit about it, and they were just surmising that they're trying to introduce. It said they were introducing their product just for China.
Yeah, there was So China has a lot of strict laws about video game consoles. They just don't like them, so it's very strict. But in the last 2 or 3 years, those laws opened up a little bit. So now PS4s can be sold there. So I think Nintendo are looking to get on that.
PS4, because the article I read was that they were making a console they weren't going to put the Wii U in there. They were making a specific console just for China. And it was going to be, and they were surmising it might even be similar to the classic NES.
Yeah, I mean, that's very possible. Like, the IQ was something that came out during the GameCube time, but it was an N64. Like, it was just a controller that had Star Fox and Super Mario 64 on it. So, yeah, that's very possible.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's IQUE is how it's spelled, I believe.
Wow, IQUE.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
So, yeah, I would assume something like that is going to happen. But, yeah, China's opened up a lot with those sort of laws, which is why I think Microsoft and Sony are both trying to jump on that market because it's such an incredibly big market.
Oh, well, yeah, it's huge. It's huge.
It's ridiculous.
But they're not into gaming?
No, it was the laws.
Oh,
they couldn't sell the consoles there.
Oh, they couldn't even sell them.
Yeah, it was really strict and tight.
That's a shame.
They missed out on, that one game.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
They did. They missed out on that.
Okay, so Nintendo World Championships, though. I wasn't going to watch it. I was like, that sounds lame. I haven't seen The Wizard. I was technically alive when they went on, but
The Wizard would have been more exciting.
I think so. That would have worked.
Because at least in the movie, to me, it seems like that was at least a fair competition. I know it was completely rigged. It's a movie. But at least the way they set it up, it seemed to be fair. They had one place, everybody, instead of, they could even do it that way. Even that, to me, would be fair. If they went, okay, we're holding the World Championships here. If you want to qualify, you have to come to us. That way they don't have to pay for everybody. But at least they're going, You want to come? Here it is. This is it. Everybody, anybody from anywhere across the whole world, you come here. You can qualify. And you hold the whole thing over the weekend, right? So come to E3. Maybe you can't get into E3. Maybe there's a section that's for this contest only and not for like the media people, right?
Well, they could get the pass. I mean, that wouldn't be expensive.
I know, but if you're going to let anybody qualify, maybe you have a qualifying area, and then once you qualify, then you get into the actual E3 event.
Sure. But, like, that would kind of be unfair, though. That would still be biased towards people who are further away.
It would, but at least that way, they're like, anybody can come.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's what you said. It's the whole gimmick and the spectacle of it, which is why half the people would just... this feels like a dirty term, but were like gaming personality celebrities. Ugh.
Yeah.
That's why half of them were that. But then I was thinking how watching it, like, okay, half of them were just picked because of their status within the gaming community. Ugh, I feel so dirty. And then half of them actually had to play through tournaments to get here. So there's no way
it wasn't really a tournament.
That those people aren't going to win.
It was, you went to Best Buy, you played the World Championship thing on your 3DS from the retro thing. Do you have that, the NES remix or whatever?
No, I don't have that.
Oh, okay. Well, there's the old world. They have the World Championship thing, and whoever had the best score got to go. Apparently.
Yeah, that's still. You had to actually prove yourself as being good at games to go.
Now I didn't watch it. Who did? Was it one of these personalities that won?
No, I don't think so. It was John Numbers, who I think was a random guy.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah. I want to say, I'll look it up. He was either a random guy or a speedrunner. I know the guy that lost and came second was a speedrunner.
They invited some speedrunners, though. I was hoping that a non-invited personality won. I want somebody that actually qualified to win this thing.
Hold on, I'm going to look this up. We can't let this slide, because I would assume that the personalities would lose. There's no way. There's like no way. Have announcements. Nobody cares about that. Oh, come on. I don't want to type in like John Numbers' background, but here we go. The man behind the trophy.
He reminds me of Numbers from Dick Tracy.
Yeah. Best Buy? John Numbers Best Buy? Maybe? This doesn't say. What a load of crap.
John Numbers, who was he?
Who the hell is this guy?
Who is John Numbers?
We need to know. Starting as one of 16 players.
Where in the world is John Numbers?
Wait, what's the final contestants included Numbers and Cosmo Rai, who Polygon profile? What the hell? This should be like right there. It's like this guy was a and that's why he won. I think he was a speedrunner.
Who's Cosmo, the guy standing next to him? Was he the second place guy?
Yeah, he came second. Yeah, he's a.
I would like to state for the record that maybe they were both invited, but they definitely visually don't look like their personalities.
Oh no, what? What makes you say that? Come on, man.
Why'd you say that? Let's just say they don't have the TV look.
Oh no.
Oh man.
Oh, this oppression, I can't handle it.
They have the face for radio.
They're ugly as shit. I mean,
that's what I've been told many times. They went, you know what? You got a face for radio. And that's why I'm doing this podcast.
Oh, okay. No, come on, man. I'm sure you're beautiful inside. But...
Beautiful inside.
Okay, he was not invited. He was a Best Buy guy, because I have the list of all the invited people.
He's a Best Buy guy. Good. I'm glad a Best Buy guy
Here's
won.
the list of invited people. Sinister 1, speedrunner. Cosmo, speedrunner.
Oh, so he beat an invited guy in the final.
Yes. That's a feel-good story right there.
It is a feel-good story, but it also puts a little bit of doubt in my heart because I didn't watch it. Did it look like he let him win?
No, because the whole point, the final thing was Super Mario Maker.
Yeah.
But what they did is that somebody from the Nintendo Treehouse created these like hard levels to play, but one person would go and play through them, see how far they could get or if they could beat it and in what time they could beat it. But the other person would be blindfolded and would be like have headphones on so they couldn't hear or see.
Wow.
So they actually did it independently of each other.
Nice.
And then the final thing was, they were both playing it at the same time, but I think John Numbers got like a 15 seconds head start because he won the previous rounds of Super Mario Maker.
Okay, so they didn't give him a head start for no reason. He earned this head start.
Yeah, you could just tell by the way he played. Maybe Cosmo was messing up, but like with speedrunners, they're not great at the game. They've just played it so many times.
Yeah, he's memorized it, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's a memorization. It's not actually pure skill, so you can understand why a speedrunner would not actually win.
Especially because it's a new game. You haven't had you haven't memorized it.
Yeah, it's your ability to adapt to these levels that are thrown at you.
Exactly. So it's more instinct for something that could happen rather than going off of memorization of what's about to happen.
Yeah, which actually makes it a lot more fair.
Yeah, definitely.
Which is why it was cool. Like, it finished at about 2:30 in the morning for me, but I stayed up and watched it all, and I actually really enjoyed it. I didn't think I would, but after about half an hour of complaining that everyone is playing Splatoon wrong, I actually kind of got really into it.
How are they playing Splatoon wrong?
Look, when you play Splatoon, you don't team up with people. Because you're both firing in the same area, which means that you're going to have crossover where your paint is landing, which is less efficient. If you're playing Splatoon, you split up to cover more area because there's no crossover. You see what I'm saying?
So you're still on a team, but you don't stick together. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, there's no point sticking together because you can cover more of the map by separating.
But what if you stuck together, but you kind of were shooting in opposite directions?
Then there would still be crossover. Because the person in front would cover the front, and then you would move forward, and then the person in the back would be shooting where the person in the front already shot.
What if you have 4 people, you start right in the middle, and you all go in a different direction?
Well, the maps... I mean, yeah, but then you have to separate.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you've separated. So
or you could start in the corners and meet in the middle.
But then once you meet in the middle, you're going to have some overlap and crossover.
But then you'll be done, won't you?
Well, you're not going to cover the whole map, because you got the other team to worry about as well. But
you don't have to worry about them.
A bunch of idiots. They don't know what they're doing.
They don't know what they're doing.
They don't know Splatoon.
If you all just converge in the middle, then you just assume you did everything.
Sure.
You don't have to worry about everybody else.
You get in the middle, you put the controller down, pat yourself on the back. No, you did a good job.
You're the winner. That's it. That's how you play Splatoon.
Turn off the TV and say, yeah, I won that. Don't even need to see the results.
Which I haven't got yet. I keep thinking about getting Splatoon, but I'm trying to wait to see if Splatoon is going to be a real thing or if this is going to be a fad.
I think wait until August because they're doing a big update and then see what happens then.
I need to know if this is real. If this is real, I'll get on the Splatoon bandwagon. If it's just a fad, I don't want any part of this. I don't want to.
Yeah, I would say wait until August. See what happens
it's real
then.
First.
Because it's fun and worth playing. But yeah, wait until August because a ton more maps will be available for free. The update will be there, so there'll be more modes and stuff. So just wait.
Your early guess, though, do you think that this is going to turn into a Mario Party, into a Mario Kart, into a Smash Brothers, a game that will come out repeatedly in the future for Nintendo? This is going to be a thing for them now.
Well, you put me on the spot with all these questions.
Well, you're the one that has it. You're the one playing it. You're the one telling people that they're playing it wrong. So, you're the one that has the best opinion.
Honestly, no. I think it's good for what it is. But Splatoon 2, no, I don't see Splatoon 2.
You don't see it, huh?
No.
There you go.
They might just do like a handheld version to be cute, but I'm not seeing a Splatoon 2 in the cards. Or it wouldn't be a success anyway.
How is the online in that?
Works pretty good.
It works pretty good?
It's really basic, because you only have like 2 modes, and then you can only play like 2 maps in each of the modes, which is weird. So you can only really play it like 20 minutes, half an hour at a time, and then you're just like, oh, I'm playing the same map over and over, and get bored.
So they could really use some more online maps.
Well, they have several maps. They just restrict it so for 4 hours, it'll be like, okay, in this mode you can play these 2 maps, and then in the next 4 hours, it's like, okay, we've now reset it so it's 2 different maps.
Oh, so the maps must be saved on the server and not part of the game, and that's why they rotate them.
Yeah, they're on the disc, but the server rotates them. Which I don't really like. I like the idea of it, kind of, but I think it's like 2 maps is just so...
I only ask because, personally, I find that Nintendo either drops the ball completely with online play or fucks up, and they rarely get it correctly done, right? I found this out when I bought Dr. Mario on 3DS. I know I already have it on Wii U, and maybe that's what they were thinking, is that everybody's going to play it online on Wii U, and you should get the Wii U version.
Yeah, Wii U.
Yeah, Wii U. But anyways, I got my 3DS version, because whatever, and they have online, but it's just versus random people. You cannot play your friends online, and I'm like... What the fuck, Nintendo?
Okay, then you might not be happy with Splatoon, because you can play with your friends, but you have to jump into their game. So
you can't... It's about timing. It's not about, oh, my friend's online, I'll join them.
Well, yeah, but the thing is, each game is only 3 minutes long, so... You'll say, I want to play with this friend, then you wait until their match finishes, and then you jump into the next one, and then you stick together for as long as you want to play. But again, like, there's only 2 maps per mode, so you can't play it for longer than an hour, because you're just playing the same maps over and over again, and it's too much.
Do you really need more than an hour to play that game, though?
Well, it's still like... Say in a week, okay, I'm the sort of gamer that would sit down with a game, play it for an hour or 2, and that'll be it for the week.
Yeah.
I'm not the sort of like guy who would play it for 20 minutes. So for me, it's like, ugh. Because it's like, I'm not going to play Splatoon for 20 minutes a day. I'll play it one day and play it for a bit. But I can't do that because it's just boring after a while. So in August, they're adding an update so you can join lobbies with your friends.
See, that'd be much better. Much better.
Yeah, they are adding this stuff, but like I said, it's on the way. It's not quite there, but you can still enjoy it for what it is.
Of course, it's Nintendo, so there's no voice chat or anything like this.
No, but
you can't really coordinate your efforts, which is probably only making playing the game harder and why they're playing it incorrectly.
See, I don't think so. Because, like I said, it's all about separating or whatever. So sure, it would be nice to say, do one, leave me alone. Go back to Splatoon school, or something hilarious like that. It's a real zinger.
Honest Tom Splatoon school. Everybody sign up right now. Honest Tom will be giving lessons in Splatoon.
Lesson 1, you're all terrible, and here's why.
When I was a kid and Link to the Past came out, there was this kid down the street, and he would come and watch me play Zelda 1, Zelda 2, and Link to the Past. He would watch me play. And one day he came over, and he knocks on my front door, and he has a $20 bill in his hand. He's like, teach me to play Zelda.
Oh, God. Wow.
So for money, he would come in, he would play Link to the Past, and I would basically tell him how to play A Link to the
What?
Past.
You did it. You're like, yeah, come on in.
And
I'm your guy.
I took his money. And, then,
You
and not
bastard.
only that, it was so good. For weeks and weeks after, he would call to set up an appointment for his next Zelda lesson.
Oh, God. So he was like your first patron, in a way.
Basically, yeah. I gave Zelda lessons.
So was he like the guy that won the world championship? Is that the story here?
No.
He was John Numbers who won.
That would have been nice, but no. No, I'm afraid not.
God, that's crazy.
I actually considered making posters and flyers to see if there were any other idiots out there that were like
For your
like
scam.
Zelda. Yeah, I'm just like, this guy really is he just like the only one that's so stupid to pay me to teach him to play Zelda, or are there other people out there?
Although, how were you gonna get good though? Like, if you had no friends,
Yeah,
and if you didn't buy magazines, well, that's it. He could have just spent that money on magazines and read the same stuff.
he could have. He could have. The internet didn't really exist back. Well, it did, but it didn't, right?
No.
Like it wasn't. It was in its infancy. This is 1991, right? So like, I'm pretty sure it existed, just not. You had to be like some super person, right?
Yeah, that was when MySpace was around.
No,
It's a different time.
I don't
Rough.
think MySpace.
Okay, we got to get back on track because we have now done the pre-Nintendo E3 stuff,
Whoa.
pre-free, whatever. We can now get to the main event, the juicy dinner.
The main event.
You ready? You ready for this?
I don't even know what the main event is, but I'm excited.
Well, the digital event when they announced, the main
okay.
sort of thing. Yeah. You ready for this?
All right.
Here we go. First one, Star Fox Zero. They showed off a ton of gameplay of Star Fox on the Wii U, announced that it's called Star Fox Zero, and it's coming this holiday. I don't think either of us are big Star Fox fans.
I'm okay with it. I'm not a gigantic Star Fox fan. I'm a little confused, though, because it's not a sequel. It's not a prequel.
Sure.
It's not a remake?
Not a remake, no.
What the fuck is it, then?
It seems to be a sequel, kind of, but
they said it's not a sequel.
Don't give me that lip, alright? I don't want to hear it.
I can tell you right now, it's not a sequel to their current Star Fox timeline. Because if it was, the pig guy would be dead. He's definitely dead.
Okay, here we go.
I don't
Fox
see the
Zero.
I didn't see the woman fox announced, so it couldn't
Crystal?
be Crystal. No, so this game has to be pre-adventures if it's going in their timeline. But wouldn't that make it a prequel then? So I don't understand.
Well, it's called Star Fox Zero, so I think it could be a prequel.
But they said it's not.
Who's saying this?
I don't know. People are saying it's not.
People?
People, yeah. You know, you hear things. And
I told you not to trust people, Cows. I mean, I've warned you off those things.
That is true. I don't know why I trust people.
Okay, so where's the Star Fox timeline, though?
I don't know. I just know from playing the games that there is some sort of timeline.
Yeah, there is, because you got Star Fox's dad and all that kind of stuff. And like, Star Fox 64 was a remake of the SNES one, or it told the same story. But then Star Fox Adventures came afterwards. Then Star Fox I don't even know.
From what I know, you're not supposed to pretend the NES one exists in the storyline. You're just supposed to go.
I think that was done.
Basically, the 64 is a reboot.
Okay, here we go. I'm getting to the source of this. I'm on the Wikipedia page. We're doing this.
Alright.
This is serious. Wait, hold on, that's not it. Timeline of the Lilac system. Okay. Hey. Oh god, notable births. What the hell? General Pepper was born in 49 BLW.
Wow.
Did you know that?
That's an interesting year. It sounds like a really big shoe size.
It does. And then Pigma Denga, born in 39 PLW.
And it should say dead, because he's dead. I know he's dead.
Wait, hold on, what the hell's going on? So it was started... What the hell? So this BLW is the equivalent of BC in the Star Fox universe. Because it's going down as it goes further in time.
Whoa, that blows my mind, man.
So Crystal was born in 11 BLW, which obviously was after...
What does BLW stand for?
I don't know.
Because BC is before Christ. So
this is before the Lilac Wars.
Oh!
Yeah.
Before the Now, okay. In our calendar, I can understand why it's BC, before Christ, and AD, after death. I get that. It's a whole religious thing, all that stuff. It's influenced our world. How does this one war influence them so much that they went, do you know what? We have to get rid of all the years and start again. Because when she was actually born, they probably didn't call it before Lilac Wars because it hadn't happened yet. They must have called it something.
Yep.
What was it?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
There's this whole thing before the Lilac Wars.
But then again, I don't know what we call it. Like, when it was actually BC, what year did they think it was?
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
It was the Romans that turned around and was like, no, we're doing this. No, it wasn't.
I got deep thoughts now,
can't have been.
I have no idea.
Someone. But, okay, so this doesn't consider it, but apparently Slippy gets married and has a kid or something.
Slippy got married?
This has to be fan fiction. I don't know.
This has to be fan fiction. That doesn't sound right. That doesn't sound like it comes from a game. But then again, I've never played the game on the DS, was it?
Yeah, Star Fox Command.
Yeah, I haven't played that one, and that
one. Oh no, that's covered here. That's after the Lilac Wars. That occurred in 11 to 12 ALW.
Okay.
The Anglers invade. Star Fox is disbanded. They work together to destroy the threat, and then everything after that is after the Angular Blitz.
Okay, so Slippy gets married after that?
Yeah, and then what? Fox and Crystal have a kid called Marcus.
That doesn't sound right.
Hold on, what the hell?
In which game does this happen?
Oh god, no. Okay, so apparently this all happens in Star Fox Command, where they have different endings.
Oh, but only one of them could be real. They all can't be real.
So Star Fox Command has like 6 different endings. One is Marcus McCloud is born. One is Slippy gets married. One is that... What the... This is so weird. One is that Pigma comes back.
Alright, because I know for sure from other games, usually the rule is, if they start following a timeline, the rule is either only one of the endings is real, or B, they're all real if it's possible for them all to be real, unless one of the endings conflicts with another ending. Like, you can't have one of the endings be Slippy gets married, and another ending be Slippy dies. Okay? No. That conflicts, right? So that means they all can't be real.
They might. This is weird. Okay, so one of the ending, the Curse of Pigma, sometime after the end of the war, Falco convinces Fox to convert the R-Wings into racing machines and enter the G0 Grand Prix racing competition.
This is an official ending?
Yep.
That's an ending to this game.
They turn out to be the winning team, and they go on to become highly successful and popular as racers for years afterwards, ultimately forgetting their days.
Entering the F-Zero competition.
Essentially, no, it's G0. It's completely different.
I'm sorry. It's G0. That is completely different.
It's completely original.
That's completely different.
This game, I haven't played this game, but I really want to now.
Now I really want to, knowing that there's all these messed up endings. I at least need to look up on YouTube, maybe, the ending for Slippy's wedding, because I need to attend that. I need to see Slippy's wedding. I need to see Slippy's wedding, because that's just an event that can't be missed.
This is just weird.
That is weird.
Okay, so we didn't get to the answer of where Star Fox Zero takes place.
I don't think we will.
But it doesn't matter anymore. None of this matters. I think it's before the N64 game.
So
that would be my guess. But some of the levels take place on the same places as the 64 game, which is what makes it really weird and confusing.
So then it's a reboot.
No. This is
You're either starting the franchise over again in a new timeline in a new universe, or it comes before the other ones. God damn it! Now I have another timeline to get pissed off about. Timelines. How does this affect the Zelda timeline?
I don't know, man. Oh god, there's a picture. Oh god, I'm sending to. You need to see this right now. There's no time. There's no time.
There's a picture.
I'm sending you a picture from Slippy's wedding.
Oh my god, yes.
There you go. Take a look at that bad boy.
Okay, this has to be part of the thing on YouTube.
This looks like fan fiction. It doesn't...
Okay, so you don't think this is an actual game thing?
I hope not.
Okay, it's loading. Oh my god. Oh yeah, it looks like that. Oh my god, that's his wife?
It's a piece of ass right there, man.
Oh my god.
Those frog tits,
Why is it a pink frog? And yeah, tits on a frog does not look right.
I want to complain about the top hat, but it's the tits that really grabs me.
Wow, that's just not cool, man.
No, that's wrong.
They got married on a beach?
Apparently so. Frogs love beaches, as we all know. They thrive in dry environments.
Oh, boy. Wow.
Or toads, I should say. Slippy's a toad. That was very offensive of me.
Oh, I'm sorry. Frogs, toads. They all hop and they're green, whatever.
Oh, come on. Don't be like that. Okay, so Star Fox Zero. It looks fine, but I can't really get excited for it. I didn't really see anything.
I've heard the controls are horrible.
About it. Well, you can choose the controls, I think.
Okay. I've just heard complaints about the controls.
Well, from who? I mean, it was only at E3, so nobody's...
I've heard from people at E3.
Oh, okay. Well, there we go. Color me corrected. Color me a frog with tits. Okay. So that's kind of like, okay, that was the big kind of game. That's pretty cool, but nothing to get too excited about.
Now, I would be really excited if they added another character and it was a cow in an R-Wing.
Kalma.
Kalma.
Oh, God. It could happen, man. If they're going to do a pig, if they're going to do a toad, they're going to do a fox, a bird, a rabbit, why not a cow?
See, the weirdest one, though, all those other things flying in a plane is one thing. But, see, they're lucky it's in outer space, because that makes sense. If it was just a regular plane, like a Top Gun or whatever, then couldn't Falco just fly himself?
Yes.
Yeah.
No. Well, he wears
Can
a jacket.
Falco fly?
Has
he ever flown? He's a bird.
No, I don't think he's ever flown.
Can he fly?
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
If he was down on a planet, could he just start flapping his wings?
You would hope so, but I want to say no.
So he's more like an ostrich?
Oh, God, no. Well, Falco's a falcon, but he's blue. So that just changes everything.
See, these are questions we need answered. Can Falco fly?
I'm going to say that he's the only bird that can't fly, which is why he learnt to fly spaceships.
Ah, sort of like this penguin that we have in these Canadian commercials. There's this penguin, and he goes, "Ooh, with my Air Miles reward card, even I can fly."
Yeah, it's nice. It's a feel-good story.
It is.
He flies even though he can't flap.
And now, if there was a cow in this game, and he was going to add up all the animals in the game, how would the cow add up all the animals?
I don't know, Cows. Please inform me.
He would do it on his calculator.
God damn it! I was trying to think, what is he going to say? I actually didn't know the pun. But there it is! Calculator! Ugh. Okay, we gotta move on to the next one. Skylanders. DK and Bowser are getting their own figures.
I was shocked that this was allowed. Shocked.
Well, you know, Nintendo are now more open to this sort of stuff.
They are,
theme park
but
and
why
everything,
would they?
So...
Why would they supply this to this game when shouldn't their goal be to get Skylanders to convert to their amiibos instead of the other way around?
Skylanders is too big to do that, I think.
You think they're too big? You don't think that the big Nintendo juggernaut can't take them down?
Well, when like amiibo production is so poor, and when there's no like killer game to actually use amiibos in, it's just a bunch of games. No. Skylanders is all about the figures, but Nintendo don't have a game where it's all about amiibo. They're trying, but it's not happening.
You're right, they don't.
So at this point in time, it's just you collect amiibo, and in Skylanders, they actually have enough stock, so you can actually buy them and use them in-game.
I have all these freaking amiibo, but I don't really use them.
No.
So if we travel back in time to when amiibo was announced, and I kept probably saying over and over again, Bo. And I predicted that they would just become nice little statues for everybody. I'm probably correct?
Yeah, I would say so.
Like, you know, how many of your amiibo do you use?
Oh, I only have Samus unwrapped. All the other ones are not getting opened.
Yeah, the only one I have unwrapped is Link. And even then, I have a second one that's not unwrapped.
Oh, Jesus. I have Villager, right? There's no way in hell I would ever buy Villager if I was planning to use it. It's bloody Villager.
So, there we go. They're not used. They're just nice little figurines that you collect and you keep in the box.
Which is fine, but it's not.
It's not fine because that's not what they intended. They wanted you to use these things. And I would say the only way they would ever make me use these things is A, have some better games that actually use them, and B, stop making... See, here's the thing. I really can't stand that they made two kinds of Mario and two kinds of Luigi already, Smash Brothers and then the Mario series, and God knows what they're going to come up with next. So that kind of pisses me off. But at the same time, they've also made such limited quantities, and they haven't learned their lesson. Like it's been over a year, right?
No. They came out the same time as Smash Bros, so it's been like 8-9 months, something like that.
We're approaching a year, and they still haven't learned their lesson. Like, especially with the third and fourth batches, how the first couple sold, they should have yeah. I'm still going with the theory that they want these things to be short. They're doing it on purpose.
Well, what they said, the official word from them is that there's two things going on here, where the first one is that it takes months to actually get them made, because you got to do all the... it just takes months. It takes a good while to get it all sorted, to get them into production, to get them made, to get them shipped or whatever. Then the second thing they said is that they were like, we had no idea. We had no idea that everyone was going to go out and buy Amiibo, which is like, yeah, they thought people would just use them for in-game stuff rather than collecting. Which, if that was the case, then yeah, they made the right amount for people just using them in-game. But they became a collector's item straight away, and they just didn't make enough for collecting. And they just didn't see that. And that's where all these problems have come from. Because for some reason they didn't think people would want to collect these things.
I don't see how they don't see that they're collectible.
I think they just thought that kids would buy them, so kids would want the Mario and Pikachu one. So as long as they made enough of those, they were fine. And then they didn't realize that there's a ton of Nintendo fans that would love to have them all. They just didn't consider that for some reason.
I don't know. That blows my mind. Cause like, if you never told anybody what these things are, I think they would sell just on their collectability alone.
Yeah, that again. I brought the Villager, and also I have a Wii Fit Trainer based on just it's a collectible, and it's nice to have.
I don't know. Nintendo, you gotta get on the ball here, guys. You're not with it.
Well, the issue I have with it is that they didn't see that, there's stock problems, so we're going to slow down the release of Amiibos and try and catch up. They were like, no, every month we're going to release like 3 to 5 of these things, and they're still doing it. Every month they're releasing a new wave, and it's like there's no way you can keep up without being an obsessive psychopath or just rich. Like, there's no way you can do it. It's unrealistic. And they won't just stop releasing them.
My brother finally got a Mega Man one recently.
Oh, that's nice.
I'm still trying to find Wario.
Yeah. Anything that was released past March is like, no, that's rough. Yeah, that's really rough to get.
When I do find it, I see it listed at like in a price that's insane. So it's just like
it's too much. But it's like what you were saying with the double Amiibos. That kind of implies that they didn't think people would be using them, because why would you bother releasing 2 Marios if you knew that Mario would work in both games and people would be actually using them? Like, that doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't. I don't know, just doesn't make any sense. And the only one I really wanted to use, get and use, was the frickin' Toad, because Toad actually unlocks stuff in Toad Tracker.
Yes.
And that was a bitch to find. I finally got one.
Oh, you got one. That's awesome.
I finally did get a Toad. That wasn't easy to find. But now I'm scared to open it because it's collectible. But the reason I bought it was to actually use it. But now I'm scared to use it.
Okay, here we go. I'm going to search this Toad Amiibo. What is the price? So, in the UK, they start at £10. Right?
That's the normal price.
That's the normal price, and that's fair.
Yeah.
So, on Amazon, it's $25 if you want the Toad.
So it's more
2.5 times the price. And they're not going to bother making any more or whatever. And if you want the gold Mario, that's going to cost you £78.
That's ridiculous.
How can anyone care at this point? I just don't care that much, because if I can't... You at least want the impression that you can buy them all, right? Like, eventually over the years you can keep picking them up, finding them at places. You want that impression. But the impression I'm getting is that, no, you can't. Unless you want to spend hundreds and hundreds of pounds, you can't get them all. Because it's just, they're not making them, they're making too many, they're still releasing new ones. You can't do it. And that's why I just don't really care that much anymore. Because I can't keep up. It's impossible.
It's a crying shame, I tell you.
Yeah, it's just, I can't, I'm not invested anymore. I'm just not. But right, we got to stick to E3. We haven't been doing the best job at doing that. But the next game, Super Mario Maker, which is coming out September 11th, 2015. I think this looks fun.
This is basically, we've seen you guys for the last decade making hacks on the internet. Stop it and buy this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it keeps it all centralized. It seems like a really cool tool with a ton of different skins.
I think it'll be a ton of fun. It's going to be great. Yeah, lots of stuff in it. I like how you can mix Mario worlds together. You can have some classic Mario along with some Super Mario World all in the same level. I kind of like that. Should be fun. You know, it's only as, it can be as big as your imagination goes. Whatever. Blah, 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 blah. Everybody's going to be making cows of levels that nobody can beat. Can you upload these levels to the internet?
Yeah, you can download other people's levels and play those if you want.
Nice.
Wait, I'm sure. I need to double check that, but I'm sure because otherwise, what's the point, really?
Yeah, what's the point? Because I remember for the Mega Man remake for PSP, you could do that. You could make your own Mega Man levels and upload them and download them from other people, and that was one of the best features of that game when it was still supported. But yeah, so this should be fun. This should be interesting. My only question is, and this isn't this isn't really a complaint because it's whatever. It's more just I try to look at things from their point of view. How does Nintendo ever release another side-scrolling Mega Man? I mean, not Mega Man, Mario game ever again?
Yeah, I agree. They can't because they have to really bring their A game. With
What
New Super
could they
Mario
do?
Bros, you could make that all in Super Mario Maker, which is kind of a little embarrassing.
Exactly. So how can they ever put out another game and be like, this is what we're giving you, and there's no way you can get this in Mario Maker, and you are going to love it?
Well, you would hope it raises the standard.
It would have to raise the standard. But if you raise the standards too much, you lose that side-scrolling classic feel that people like from that kind of series, right? So you gotta be careful there, but yet you gotta beat this. So the only way I see them doing it is enough time goes by and, like, I don't know.
I think it hopefully kills off the series because I don't want to see another new Super Mario Bros. Game. I think they did it. They brought back the 2D side-scrolling. They weren't great, but they were decent. And I hope with this one, that's kind of it done. They've done 4 games in the new Super Mario Bros. Series. That was more than the original Super Mario Bros.
I don't want to see another 3D Mario game. I almost feel like I'd rather see the franchise die.
No, come on, no. There's more they could do with the 3D Mario games.
Look, I feel like they've taken a huge step backwards.
Well, a 3D world.
Yeah, that was
fun.
Look, they hit their high point in Galaxy 2. We all know this. Where do they go from there? You're telling me I'm not saying it wasn't fun. It's like let's compare it to The Simpsons. The Simpsons is still hilarious today, but everybody complains. It is. It's still hilarious, but is it as good as those first 6 seasons? Probably not.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. So that's where I feel like Mario is right now. Mario, sure, you're still putting out some great games, but are they as good as the ones that came before? No, and I don't think you can beat that. I really don't. I think they've maxed out. Prove me wrong, but I don't think so.
Okay, well, the thing is, 3D World was designed specifically to be a 2D, a 3D Mario game designed with the same sort of kind of design mentality as a 2D game. So I think
that was a mistake. That was a big mistake.
I still think it resulted in something fun, but they need to then make a new Mario game, which is, it's a 3D Mario game, and it's designed to be a 3D Mario game. And that's where there's still a lot of leverage, because we've had the last couple of 3D Mario games have been 3D World and 3D Land, which have both had that mentality of trying to be a 2D Mario game, which is fine, but there's only been 4 3D Mario games, so I think there's still more there. So that's what I want to see. So yeah, maybe not Galaxy 3, Mario Universe, whatever you want to call it, but there's still something there. Still something that they can do and move to.
Interdimensional Mario.
Maybe. Partners in Time. Hello.
Whoa.
Okay, we've still got a lot to cover. So now we reach the Zelda part of E3. So the first thing, Triforce Heroes. It's a 3DS game coming this year, where it's a co-op game where you play as one as 3 links, and the whole point is that unlike Four Swords that was competitive, this is cooperative, so there's puzzles specifically designed for 3 people to use, and I don't care. I just don't care. It looks fine, but I can't get excited about a co-op Zelda game. It's just not what I want from Zelda.
No, it's not what I want from Zelda either, but the one thing that I think they were hinting, or they actually said outright, was that you could play this online?
Yes, there's online play.
So that means I could play this game with you and we'd both play at the same time. In the same dungeon.
Which is awesome and a big step.
Awesome. That is a big step. Because that's exactly what they should have done with Mario in these 4-player games.
Yes.
Yes, they should have done that. Because if you're going to do that, because the whole thing is that haven't they been coming out and saying, like, look, people don't play. Like, when was the last time you had all your friends over to play video games? You don't. Everybody plays them online now. So if you're going to make a 4-player game or a 3-player game or whatever, it's got to have that online. It just does. And this goes back to me complaining about Nintendo and how sometimes they get online correct and then other times they fail completely. At least this time it sounds like they're going to get it right.
Yeah, you know what? I didn't really care about this game because it looked like, oh, it's Zelda and it's quite generic, but co-op, so yay. But you know what? I didn't really think about the online aspect, so maybe I will get it and pick it up. But in general, when I see a co-op game, I'm like, well, I find it quite hard to get people together to play it, so no thank you. But with this being online, maybe.
I'm going to get this game. But what will make me want to really, really play this game is it just a bunch of puzzles, Zelda-like puzzles that you solve, or is it an actual Zelda game that you just play with other people?
I think it's an actual Zelda game, but the puzzles are oriented.
So there'll be an overworld, there'll be dungeons, there'll be exploring.
That's a good question. There's dungeons, from what I can tell.
Yep.
I couldn't tell you if there's an overworld. I just couldn't tell you that.
See,
but if it's a full game, it can't just be like
just
random.
Dungeons, and then isn't that just like going from level to level? And it's almost like a dungeon leveler. When you beat a dungeon, you just go to the next level.
Hold on, here we go. We're figuring this out. I'm going to find out to this. Oh, apparently the game doesn't support 2-player.
It has to be 3?
It has to be 1 or 3, I think.
What?
So if you have 2, that's not enough.
That's not enough.
Yeah.
You're telling me there's no way they could program this game to be 2 players, and even if you need 3 because of the whole Triforce thing, that they couldn't have programmed a computer partner?
Apparently not, no. Okay, so 2-person parties can play against each other in an optional mode, but not in the main game.
Wow. Okay. See, now this is probably a fantasy land here, but what I would like is a full-fledged game with dungeons and overworld and all that. And in the dungeons, I would understand if the rule was you have to stick together, you have to do the puzzles and blah blah blah. But on the overworld, I'd love it if you could just everybody split up. You go search that way, I'll go search this way. We can coordinate and come back. You tell me what you find. You tell me what you find. We can. You go to market. You pick up the stuff we need. All that stuff, right?
Well, if it's online, then yeah, there's no restriction, so you should.
No, but I don't think that's the way it's going to be. I think the game is going to be like all 3 of you have to move each section of the screen together, not split up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd love it.
I don't know. I'm watching the trailer now, and I don't think there's an overworld. I think it's just like dungeons.
Then that just sounds like a level-based game where it's just like.
Yeah, that just sounds like Four Swords, which.
Yeah, it kind of does, doesn't it?
Like, obviously, this is going to get compared to Four Swords, but the way you would separate it is make it a full Zelda game with co-op.
Yeah.
But if it's not that, then it's just Four Swords.
which I think would be a lot easier to do on a system like the 3DS than the Wii U.
Yeah, makes more sense on the go. So, okay. So the question that this guy asks is, what happens if you're playing with two friends and one of them is called in for brain surgery? If someone drops out or quits, you'll get a game over screen.
Wow.
It'll save your progress, but you won't be able to continue unless you find a replacement or you go solo. Which, that's a little rough.
That is a little rough.
So it's nice that you can play it single player, but that's just like...
Now,
just weird.
here's the most important part of the whole thing. Nothing is more important than this, okay?
I know what you're going to say.
Gotta think very, very, very hard here. I wouldn't even ask this. If they didn't go ahead and fuck up and include Four Swords Adventures. They did. They went, here's Four Swords Adventures, and guess what? It's in our timeline. So where does Triforce Heroes fit in the timeline?
I don't know. I don't know.
I need answers. When they made a Link Between Worlds, they came right out and said, this is a sequel. It comes after the game in the timeline. I need to know now. Where does this game fit in the timeline? Is it on a new branch? Did another Link die? Is it a prequel? Is it a sequel?
So
does
the
Ganon
deal with
live?
Four Swords, right? Is that there's a sword specifically that splits Link into four.
Maybe
I have no clue what's going on here.
Maybe this game comes after a Four Swords game in a situation.
Three Swords.
Yes, in a situation where if you didn't win in Four Swords, one of the Links died.
Sacrificed himself.
Yes, one of the
Ganon.
Links died in Four Swords.
The
when you get a
purple
game over, he fell down a pit, creating a new timeline where there's only 3 of them left.
But that's only one situation out of 3, though.
Yes, it is.
So this is the first game in one of the situation where the hero or one of the heroes die and they don't go back in time.
That's correct.
See, that just makes sense. You can't argue with that. God damn it. So yeah, I mean, online should be fun, but if this sounds a bit stupid, but if it's not Zelda Wii U, how excited can you really get?
Not very.
No.
It feels like a side quest game. Just a little whatever.
Which is fine. You can do side quest games, but it's not. You can't get excited for them.
I won't even get as excited for this game as I did for Hyrule Warriors. That was low too.
Well, that's a very good segue, because the other Zelda game announced was Hyrule Warriors Legends, which is a port coming to the 3DS next year of the Wii U game. And it comes with all the DLC, and they're adding Wind Waker content as well. And what's the point? Is my question. Who would buy this after having the Wii U one?
Not me.
It's like technically going to be lesser. Like, it's not going to be technically as good. You've already played the Wii U one. Why would you then buy and play the 3DS one? That's coming out over a year later.
Shouldn't it work the other way around?
You would think?
Like, you make a 3DS game of this and go, oh wow, if they bought this on 3DS, imagine what they're doing on Wii U. Not, oh, if they bought this on Wii U, imagine what they're doing. I don't know. It just seems backwards to me.
It's backwards, but we're both Zelda fans and Nintendo fans who own the consoles. The reason, I'm guessing, is that Hyrule Warriors was more of a success than they thought. And then they're like, well, the 3DS has sold a stupid amount more than the Wii U. So if we want to turn this into a franchise, we got to put this on the 3DS so more people play it.
But it won't be as good. From a game, the only experience I have with this so far because I haven't even played Mario Party 10 or Mario Party on 3DS, so I don't have that experience. But a game that I have on my Wii U and a similar game on my 3DS would be the Lego game for the Lego Adventures or whatever the hell it was.
Lego City Undercover.
Yeah, I have that on my Wii U. Excellent game. Loved it so much. So then they put out the 3DS game, and I'm like, because I loved it so much on Wii U, what the hell? I'll try the 3DS game. 3DS game sucked. I hated it. Didn't like it. Wasn't as much fun. And I can only imagine this will just feel like a cheapened, downgraded, not got everything that I really want in this game. And I guess if you've never ever played the Wii U game, you might like this. But if you're expecting anything like the Wii U game, then you're SOL, man, because you ain't getting it.
Yeah, that's the weird thing. That's who it's for. It's for the person who might think, that looks kind of cool, but they don't have a Wii U or didn't pick it up.
I feel like they're just gonna get it, and they're gonna be like, "This is all right," but I don't see the hype. Like,
I don't know. They might still enjoy it if you don't have that reference point.
Maybe. But how do you not have that reference point in this day?
Yeah, I don't know. You would just play it on Wii U. It's right there.
Like, even if you don't have a Wii U and you only have a 3DS, by now you must have seen screenshots. You must have seen gameplay. You must have read about it. And when you play the one on your 3DS, you'll realize right away that this isn't everything. You have to know.
Yeah, the other bizarre thing as well is that this is not a game that you're like, this would be really cool if I could play it on the go. It's not.
No,
it's not that game.
This Hyrule Warriors this is a really cool game that I play 15 minutes before bed.
Yeah.
It's not, oh man, I can't wait to sit on a 2-hour car ride to wherever and play my Hyrule Warriors. No.
Yeah, it's not an RPG, it's not a platformer, it's not a puzzle game.
It's not even
so
a game I would be like, wow, I'm going to take my Hyrule Warriors and play it on my 15-minute bus ride somewhere. I don't know. Yeah.
Like, yeah, you could play a map and then have that be that, but yeah, I don't think this fits. There's a reason why it came out on Wii U and on consoles, because that's the console it was meant to be on.
Now,
There's no reason for it to be on the go.
The only judgment point is because this is from the Dynasty Warriors series. Has Dynasty Warriors put out portable games?
I think they have, but the main series has always been home consoles.
I'm sure they have. So, Dynasty Warriors fans out there would be the best people to compare it then. Like, how have their portable games compared not only in sales, but in reception to their main games?
It would have to be less, though. I mean,
you would have to think
I'm assuming, but it has to be.
I'm only assuming, too.
I see this as, they want to establish Hyrule Warriors and this sort of game as a series. So, boom, put it on 3DS, get people a bigger audience.
There's the dynamite.
And then the dynamite's there too. But other than that, I think that's it. I think it's quite a shallow move just to get a bigger audience for the game. But as somebody who likes the original game, no reason to touch this. Like, no reason at all. Even the Wind Waker stuff is like, that's nice, but no reason to spend a ton of money on a new version. That's
actually a setback.
Yeah. Oh. That's just... Oh, there's no need for that, is there? Okay, let's move on.
Let's move on. What
Zelda, there wasn't that much.
What is a cow's favorite TV show?
I don't care.
It's a British show, and it's called Dr. Moo.
That's not even... That's not even anything!
It's about a cow who rides on a tractor and it travels through time.
But when you get on the tractor, it's much bigger than it looks. And that's the show.
Yeah, that's the whole show.
That's the show right there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, next game. We can be very brief with these next two. We got Fire Emblem Fates, Birthright and Conquest, and we got Shin Megami Tensei X Fire Emblem. Both look good, but all we got were trailers. So, not that much you can say from just a cutscene trailer, really. Exactly, Cows, exactly.
Yep.
You proved my point. Not much you can say.
Not much you can say. Not much.
It's like, I'm sure they'll be good, but whatever. There was some gameplay in the Wii U game, but it's like, that game is coming out next year, and it's like, okay, sure. Looks good, but whatever.
Congratulations, you got a trailer. Way to go.
Okay, next game is Xenoblade Chronicles X, which, coming out this year, I think it looks awesome. I can't wait to play it, but we've seen a ton of it, to the point where it's even out in Japan already, so...
Hasn't it been out in Japan already for a while?
Yeah, it came out in April, so it's not really anything to show a trailer at E3, because we already know.
I don't even see the hype with the first one, so my comment would be, I'm not really feeling it.
Oh, come on. How could you?
I'm not really feeling it.
That's just harsh words. Harsh words. Okay, so next one, bit more interesting. Paper and Luigi, Paper Jam Bros. So, I
think there was some mass confusion when this came out. Is this from the Paper Mario series? Or is this from the Mario and Luigi series? Or is this completely new?
Okay, this is Mario and Luigi with Paper Mario added to it.
So, it's a crossover?
Yes, it's a crossover.
In terms of gameplay or in terms of storyline?
I think a bit of both. But seeming how both games are turn-based RPGs, or, well, some of the Paper Mario games were, the combat is the Mario and Luigi combat. But there's aspects of Paper Mario added kind of to it. But it is mostly
what's
Mario
the difference
and Luigi.
between the combats?
Well, Mario and Luigi, the whole point is that you're controlling both brothers at the same time during the turn-based combat. But in Paper Mario, it's you control Mario and you have a partner. So the battle scenarios are a bit different, but based off the gameplay trailer they showed, yeah, it's the Mario and Luigi setup.
I can't believe they still do turn-based games in this day and age.
Why?
I hate turn-based games.
You don't like Paper Mario?
No, I don't like turn-based.
Oh, come on, man. There must be one.
I just pictured turn-based games happening in real life and be like, my turn to stab you. Now I take step back. You come and stab me. Way to go. Now it's my turn. Let's see. I'm going to think about what I'm going to do to you while you just stand there and wait. Will I eat an apple? No, I will not. Maybe I will have a drink. No, I will not. No, I have chosen to come and kick you in the balls. There we go. Boom.
You're quite the rapper, I have to say.
That wasn't my intent, but I don't know. That's just what happens to me. I just always picture, if this fight was real, how lame it would be.
Alright, it's not your sort of game. That's fair. But my impression of this game is that nothing against Mario and Luigi, but people care more about Paper Mario, including myself. And seeming how Sticker Star was so awful, they kind of had to bounce back with a new Paper Mario.
Well, until Sticker Star, wasn't the rule basically Mario and Luigi games were portable and Paper Mario wasn't?
Yeah. So Mario and Luigi Game Boy Advance and all that.
Maybe they should have just stayed that way then.
That would have made more sense.
You know, you gotta separate your worlds, okay? Otherwise, if you bring your worlds together, they collide. Boom!
That's the one. But here's my thing with this game, is that I don't mind the crossover, but it definitely feels like Paper Mario is sinking to bring Mario and Luigi up. Like, Mario and Luigi isn't bad series, but it's Paper Mario is the one that people care about. So it seems like they're just bringing Paper Mario down so everyone gets more interested in Mario and Luigi, rather than just making a new good Paper Mario game.
Or did Sticker Star suck so bad that it already sucked Paper Mario down to Mario and Luigi's level, and now they just go, wow, They're at the same level already. Let's put them together.
Well, okay. But Mario and Luigi doesn't suck. I don't want to give that impression. It's just not the series I care about, or most people do. So, I
now,
think with
is this
Sticker
a console
Star,
game or a 3DS game?
this is 3DS.
Well, then there you go. There's your answer.
Well, it's like Sticker Star was bad, but they now have an opportunity where they have a chance to be like, okay, they released a Paper Mario game on the N64, the GameCube, and the Wii. They haven't done one on Wii U. The 3DS one sucked. Here's their chance to prove themselves and to come back with a glorious game.
Would you view it differently if this was a console release? Would you see it as Mario and Luigi being risen up to Paper Mario standards if it was a full console game?
No, because if it was literally the same game but better graphics or whatever on the Wii U, no, because it's still clearly Mario and Luigi. Like, you just have to look at the gameplay. It's clearly Mario and Luigi. So, no, that doesn't really change anything for me.
Okay.
I just want Paper Mario 3 because screw Super Paper Mario and screw Sticker Star. I want Paper Mario 3. We're an RPG again, and I want that to be the subtitle, and it could be awesome. There's a lot of potential there, and that's where it's like, I'm not really disappointed by this, but it's like, just do a Wii U Paper Mario, for God's sake. You got to recover
damn it,
from Sticker
Nintendo,
Star.
just do it.
Come on, man, don't be like this. Help a guy out. Just do it. So yeah, so I don't have any dislike towards the game, but it's like, I just want, it's not on my radar because I want a new Paper Mario, and this just isn't it. Just isn't it. So, are you ready? Is your body ready for the next game?
I'm Reggie, sure.
You're Reggie, man. So they announced Metroid Prime Federation Force for the 3DS coming next year. And it looks terrible.
Why does it look
really
terrible?
bad.
I don't understand. Okay, maybe it's because I'm not a gigantic Metroid fan. I just don't understand. And okay, I understand it's not the game everybody wanted, but why does this game look terrible? What's the hate
Okay,
for this?
so I'll take you from the beginning. When I was watching the Nintendo World Championship, they announced Blast Ball, which is a mode in Federation Force, and it's like this competitive multiplayer mode. And I remember, I was on Skype with Joe, so he could back me up if he wasn't such a drunk. And I said, this looks really dull. Because Blast Ball, you're just constantly shooting at a ball. And that's pretty much it. So it's a kind of a cool idea to have this football type game, but it's just like pill. It just looked really dull. It didn't seem to be very engaging or even that competitive. It's just both sides are just shooting at a bloody ball constantly, because you have to shoot at the ball constantly to move it and to make sure that the other team doesn't score, and it just looks boring. There's just nothing really to it. Like, if you were just killing each other, that would be something. You could understand what would be fun about that. But when you're just the whole game, it's like,
so this
how can I really enjoy that?
This isn't even a Metroid game then. It's just a bunch of shooting.
Yeah, that's where the complaints come from, where you got two different modes. You got this, like, the main mode, which is a co-op game where it's up to 4 people can go in and do missions.
I see a theme here. All these co-op games here, huh?
It's not good, is it?
They're making these co-op games out of games that are supposed to be for one player. Zelda, Metroid.
It's not good.
Heck, you could even throw Mario in there. Mario is supposed to be a one-player game, but
pretty much. But yeah, so you got these co-op missions, and then you got Blast Ball. So yeah, Blast Ball I think just looks really dull. And then these co-op missions, it's like, a big problem I have with them is that they look really childish. Metroid is one of the more mature Nintendo franchises, and yeah, it's not a horror series, it's not 18 plus or anything like that, but it's more mature, it's more about isolation, it's heavily inspired by the Alien franchise, which is why Ridley is called Ridley, based off Ridley Scott.
Yep.
It's heavily inspired by that. So when you just have this like kiddie sci-fi space marine co-op adventure, it's like all the spirit of the original game was lost. You can have a spin-off game about the Federation, but you got to make it serious, or you got to at least make it match the Metroid universe. When you do something like this, it looks like something that a 10-year-old would pick up and play, which Metroid never was. It was its own sort of thing, and it was separate from the Nintendo universe. It wasn't kiddie.
And
but when I
isn't
see
that
this, it's just
like
kiddie.
their biggest criticism too for most people is that Nintendo, whatever happened to Nintendo being like, we want to change our image from being like this kiddie thing to like, you know, what happened to like, they need that. They put out Bayonetta or whatever to have that kind of edge, right? Why doesn't that bleed through to like other games?
Well, technically what they said, they didn't say they wanted more mature people. They said they wanted to appeal to the hardcore crowd. But I think what you said still applies.
It does
Yeah,
still apply.
this isn't hardcore. No, because a hardcore Metroid fan doesn't want this. And the thing is, where this game came from is that it was originally going to launch aside the new 3DS, but it just kind of didn't happen. Just the way it kind of broke down.
If you're gonna go in that direction, is Triforce Heroes what a hardcore Zelda fan wants?
No, but Zelda is a more broad series.
It is,
where
but
you can kind of get away.
But if you're
with
going with your statement that they're trying to do things to appeal to the hardcore gamer, I don't see it.
No, I don't see it either. That's just what they said, like a couple of years ago. We want the hardcore crowd back. What they say and
what they do are two different things.
Yeah, you can take that statement and compare it to bloody Metroid Prime Federation Force, the Animal Crossing stuff that we'll get to, Skylanders, DK and Bowser, Amiibo, and you can just see that, yeah, that's gone. That has kind of gone.
It's
that
gone.
Attitude. But I just, like, obviously the problem here is that the last good Metroid game was 2007, because Metroid Other M wasn't good. And you kind of, it's a similar sort of thing with the Paper Mario game series. When you have a bad game in the series, it's like, that sucked. But when you come back, you got to come back big. So to not come back big and to come back with a 3DS game like this that looks like it's kiddish and looks kind of
go big,
that's where the problem is.
Or go home.
You got to go a little big. You got to do a big spread and say, hey, we do care. By the way, guys, like with Star Fox, it's been a bit all over the place, but they're saying, look, we're doing a full Wii U HD Star Fox game. Even though not everyone is happy with it, that is what they're doing. They're going big.
You gotta
go
Metroid,
big. They're shrinking. They went to a 3DS game, which is essentially Hunters 2, which Hunters wasn't very good either.
They went so small.
They went a little small, little diddy. But it's cool, and it's just, I mean, to me, and I'm sure other people, the fact that it's called Metroid Prime Federation Force.
Ooh,
Metroid Prime
that's
is one
just
of my
a slap in the
favorite
face.
Games. It's horrendous. Metroid
It's
Prime is one of my
slap in
favorite
the
games.
face.
To associate it, I would take Metroid Prime Pinball over this. Metroid Prime Pinball doesn't feel like it was made specifically for children. This does, which is
This
what
walks
makes it
up
bizarre.
to all you Metroid Prime fans, slaps you right across the face, and as you go, and you touch your face because it's in pain. They knee you in the balls, and then you start to go down, and you're like, oh no, and you go down to one knee, and as you're down on one knee, they look straight at you, and they just, and they spit on you. That's what it feels like. That's what it feels like.
It doesn't feel good. But, I mean, I'm not in the camp of sign the petition. The petition is a bit much.
There's a petition?
There's a petition to cancel the game, which is a bit much.
That's a bit much. Actually, that's a really bad idea. That's a super bad idea. Because you have to remember, these people are Nintendo. They are fucking idiots. They're making this game after all. Okay? So you have to think, Their thought line isn't, oh, if they don't want this game, then you're not going to get a game at all. So basically, you better think long and hard here. Would you rather have this game?
Nobody wants a Metroid game.
Nope. Would you rather have this game, or would you rather see the series dead? Because those are your choices.
I would see the series dead. I would take that, honestly.
Those are really your choices, because Nintendo's not going to forward think and be like, okay, this was a bad idea. Let's give them what they really want. They'll be like, oh, this was a bad idea. I guess nobody likes Metroid.
Okay, so let's break down a little history. And this is facts based off what the producer of the Metroid series has said. He said that he always wanted to make a spin-off game about the Galactic Federation, because Metroid Prime 3 stepped a bit more in the whole universe as a whole in the Galactic Federation, and he felt like there was more there. That's fine, but the issue here is that I think it was timing and what the game eventually became. If we got a new, say it was even a spin-off Wii U game, and it had a similar sort of tone to Metroid, but it was more focused on the Galactic Federation, but wasn't focused on Samus, I could get behind that. I think there's a lot of lore and a lot of stuff you could do with the Galactic Federation, but this isn't that. So the original guy's vision, I feel like, has been warped and twisted into this co-op kind of nothing game. And that's where problems have come from. And another thing this guy also said is that don't expect a Metroid Prime game on the Wii U, because it would take us 3 years to make one, and at that point the NX would be out, or would be the major focus, which means there's not a Metroid game being made on the Wii U. He implied that by what he said. So it's not a case of, oh, we can play this game but a new big Metroid game is coming. It's just, we can play this spin-off which has been warped from the original vision of what it was meant to be, and you'll just have to wait. Which is, it's everything that makes this a massive slap in the face. It's not just one thing.
Well, I like how you've acknowledged that it's going to take 3 years to make this game. And in that statement itself, it's basically saying in 3 years the Wii U is going to be a piece of shit, so don't even bother.
Well, 2018, you wouldn't expect it to be.
In my book, that's not very long. The Wii U just came out. It's 2 years old.
2.5.
Let's not get technical here.
2012 it came out.
Look, it's just not long enough. Okay. I didn't even think 10 years for PS3 was long enough.
What? That was so long.
It's not long.
PS3's terrible. Why? Of course it's long enough.
Oh my god, okay.
That big, chunky, horrible box with that horrible controller, it needed a new system.
Oh yeah. And let's not get fighting into graphics here, but look at I've had this discussion with Proto many times. The big jump, is there a jump from PS3 to PS4? Yes. Is it big? No. It is not big. It is not worth a whole other console. It is not a jump like, hell, it's not even PlayStation 1 to PlayStation 2. PlayStation 2 to PlayStation 3. Yes, you can all see that there are significant advancements in gameplay and style and how big games are and what they do. There is not a significant advancement, and I don't think there's going to be for quite a while. Okay, I think gaming's hit this point where it's harder to increase its power now without getting really crazy, right? So it's going to be, that's why I think the shelf life of the console could have went longer. This was a console just to make a console. The only person that had a reason to make another one was Nintendo, and now they really, really don't, unless they're going to go all the way now. All the way to something equaling or finally bettering what PlayStation and Microsoft currently have.
Okay, so I partially agree with you, but the problem I have is that, again, with the PS3, it was a console that needed to be updated. It was just old and horrible. But the 360 and the PS3 had the longest console life of any console ever.
I'm not disagreeing. I'm just saying it should have went even longer.
I just don't think so. I just think it needed an update. It needed a new thing. Yeah, the new consoles are disappointing in terms of the games, but there are games coming out and have come out that would not be possible on those older consoles.
Such as?
I
see lots of games they're announcing right now, as of right now today, on PS4 and PS3.
Like...
I can't name one. I just know for sure. I've seen advertisements that this game's coming out on both. Or PS4 is making remakes of the exact same game that was on PS3 just so you'll buy it again on PS4.
Well, that's disappointing, and that's a whole other thing. But yeah, I don't agree with that.
So the only one that really could use an upgrade, just like they did before, is Nintendo. And we'll see what they do in 3 years. But still, that's too little. They got to get it right this time. I'm sick of consoles just for the sake of consoles. And because Nintendo has a style, too, that they go by, it's almost like they feel like, well, if we make another console, that means we have permission. We've given ourselves permission to make another Smash Brothers game.
That helps. Mario Kart 9. Here we go.
We've given ourselves permission to make another Mario Kart game. You know? But what really ticks me off, what really makes me mad, is that you know it now with all these delays. You know we're not getting Zelda Wii U until the end of Wii U. It will be the last game released.
It'll be like the Wii with Skyward Sword. It'll be the same deal.
Yeah, it'll be like Twilight Princess. It was the last game for GameCube. But we probably won't be lucky enough to get it on the other console.
But do you really think 5 years isn't long enough?
No. Not what... It's not long enough in the sense that when they made Wii U from Wii, they should have made the jump that they're about to make. Not the little jump. You should wait longer and make a more significant jump.
I don't know. I think Wii to Wii U was a pretty big jump.
That's HD only, which they should have got correct in the first place.
But then
all
the Wii
they did was correct.
Success.
Look, Wii U is a correction of their mistake, which is Wii.
But Wii wasn't a mistake because it sold the most consoles.
That's just because it was cool and everybody's like, ooh, motion control, yay!
Which is now like a standard. The PS4 has motion controls in the controller as a standard.
And back then, everybody wasn't hating on Nintendo like they are kind of now. Nintendo's reputation when Wii came out, coming off the GameCube, was still slightly different than it is now.
But people are only hating on Nintendo because they have jumped into like trying to enter the same market space as PS4 and Xbox One and trying to enter into the graphics game.
Exactly.
And they're not there. So
exactly,
it didn't sell.
They're not there. So if they would have either got Wii... the console that shouldn't exist in this pile is Wii. Wii shouldn't have existed. If they went from GameCube to Wii U, fine. Then you're ready for another upgrade. They made a mistake. They didn't make it big enough. And that's what this next console has to do. It has to be not to catch up to PS4 and Xbox One. It has to be to surpass it.
But if the Wii was that upgrade, it wouldn't have done as well. Because it would have been twice the price, and it wouldn't have captured that crowd that it captured.
That's completely different, debatable. It's money and pricing and selling. I'm just saying in terms of power and what can it do. It's got to catch. It can't just catch up. It has to surpass now. They've made
in terms of power though, it's all a money issue. Nintendo makes cheaper consoles that aren't as powerful so people can buy them. Whether you agree with that or not is another subject. I do agree with that,
but I'm just saying at this point they have to figure out a way to make a better console for less money.
But you can't do that. They're not
There's gotta be a
stupid company. They can figure this out. But the point is we're now getting to the point where graphics are kind of edging off because you can only get so close to real life without all this crazy stuff. So they can't do that if they still want to keep their consoles cheap. You're not going to see the big upgrade anymore at all.
They can. PlayStation and Xbox can't. You're telling me that they're not still farther behind? They are farther behind.
Yeah, the Wii is not as powerful as the PS4 360, but it's also much cheaper.
It is, but
that's the trade-off you make.
So then, what the hell is NX going to be?
We don't know. We haven't got any details.
If it's more of the same, then I don't like that.
Well, it's a dangerous game Nintendo are playing, because the last company that separated off and did their own console thing was Sega with the Saturn and the Dreamcast, and that ruined them. And they dropped out of the hardware console thing. So Nintendo have to be really careful with whatever the NX are going to be, because potentially the Wii U could be their Saturn and the NX could be their Dreamcast. But we'll have to see what it is, but that is the potential here.
Yeah, it could be.
Because if Nintendo make a console as powerful as whatever the PS5 is going to be, that's a much more expensive console. They're going to lose part of their market, and the Xbox and PS4 people aren't going to jump onto Nintendo again just because it's more powerful. They still don't care, so they're not serving anybody. The Nintendo fans will still buy the next console if it still has the games.
The other problem is that not only is it not as powerful as them, but it's so radically different in the way that developers have to work with it and program it that they can't easily port games, which makes people not be able to service them as much.
I think that's part of it, but I think it's more just a sales thing, because it supports Unity and things like that. They've made steps towards that. Call of Duty came to the Wii U, FIFA did, it just didn't sell. It's just the numbers.
All I know is back when Wii came out, I felt like Nintendo was in a very, very good place in the world. I felt like they were different enough that they were in this place where, like, they weren't part of the war that Sony and Microsoft were in. They were more part of, well, like, I felt like really big gamers would either get a Sony or Microsoft console, and everybody would get a Nintendo. Because they weren't part of the war. They were different, right? You would get something different there. But now I feel like people are looking down on them because they're not part of that war.
So, you think they should release a more powerful console to become part of the war again?
Yes.
I don't think that would work, though. Because the big games they would release for it, it'd be like, look at how this, like, 4K Super Mario game. People wouldn't care, apart from Nintendo fans.
No, but yeah, apart from Nintendo, if it's a Mario game, yeah, nobody's going to care. But they need to suck back in the market that doesn't care. You know what I mean?
But the only way you would do that is that I think they can only go back to the casual fans if they want large success. I don't think they can go forward into the hardcore because they've already lost the hardcore.
And you can't get them back, you think?
Well, not when they're so out of sync with everything else, because it's like you said, the third-party developers aren't going to make games for Wii U, and I don't think they're going to make games for NX, because my prediction is that the NX will come out holiday 2017, and it'll be another 2 years until the PS5 and the Xbox 2 are released, and at that point, porting it to this specific console isn't going to work. So they might as well keep the hardware cheaper so people will still pick it up and check it out, rather than making that big jump trying to be like, oh, look at these graphics, because only dedicated Nintendo fans will buy that console.
If that's true, then I don't see the point in making a console at all.
Well, it's people are disappointed in the Wii U. They want to take a step forwards.
And that step forwards is... What are they going to do on this console that's not going to disappoint people?
I don't know, man. I think they're in a horrible situation.
That's what I'm saying.
To get out of it.
You're developing this console, and people are still going to think of you the exact same way as they do now. You're not going to change anything.
I think you're probably right. I don't think this console will change much, but they got to do it because
that's what I'm saying. If you want to change something,
are complaining.
if you want to change something, then you have to go that route of making the bigger, better console. But then you say people aren't going to buy it because it's too expensive and blah blah blah. And I don't know. I'm just saying, if you want to change your image, you have to change your console completely. You can't just do the same thing again.
I mean, I agree with that. They got to make a change. A change is definitely necessary. But the issue here is that the Wii U, I think, is a great console and has great games. And I think
I'm
Nintendo,
not saying it doesn't.
in terms of,
I
think it's a great console.
Yeah.
But it's people not buying it and people complaining, which is what's leading to this new console coming out so soon. So I don't know what they're going to do, but I'm very happy with my Wii U. I would stick with it for another couple of years, but that's not the decision they made.
I have to disagree, but I'm not the one making the decisions.
What? So are you not happy with the Wii U, or?
I am. I'm just saying I wouldn't be going to another console yet. I think people are. Oh, look at Wii U. Just the name itself from Wii. I don't know. Like, that was a bunch of confusion. Like, people still think there are still people out there that think Wii U is the exact same thing as the Wii. Like, this whole thing should have been one console lifespan from Wii to Wii U. That should have been one whole thing, and then this NX can be another one.
Yeah, well, I think the Wii U was doomed to fail, which is why they need a new console to reset and get away from it. Because I think Wii U was just always doomed to fail like this.
It was doomed to fail. I'm just saying now it just seems like because you failed, you've added in an extra console that shouldn't have existed in the first place. And
but then what? The alternative would be to double down on the Wii U, but that's not going to work out because, like we said, it was doomed to fail.
It was.
So they had to make the choice: double down on Wii U or move on into a new console. And I think they can get back more fans with a new console than they can convince fans to buy a Wii U.
Okay. I'll agree with that, I guess. I'll agree with that.
Yeah. I mean, we have to see what it actually is. Like, we're arguing about a console that hasn't even been revealed. All we have is NX.
No, but the fact that many people are admitting to its existence and they're talking about it and the code name's been confirmed and yeah, it's obviously more real than not real.
Oh yeah, it's real, but we don't know what it is. So no. We're going to have to wait on this one. But yeah, I think, a lot of interesting thoughts about it, I would say. Okay, let's finish this off. Let's burn through the rest of the E3 stuff.
And what do you call a cow that eats a lot of grass?
I hope you die?
No. It's a lawnmower.
That's not bad, actually. That's not a bad one. Every now and then, you come out with the zingers. Lawnmower. Bloody lawnmower. Okay, we're finishing this off. Right, Animal Crossing, Happy Home Designer Amiibo Festival.
A festival?
Yeah, it's a festival.
This sounds exciting.
It's basically a board game, Mario Party sort of game, but it's focused purely on scanning your amiibos and using them, but with the Animal Crossing aesthetic.
So they do have a game that's completely dependent on amiibos.
They do?
Well, they will.
Yeah, but it's just like, it could be something, but it looks like doesn't look like anything much at the moment.
Will it support all amiibos?
That's a good question. You would hope so. It's called Amiibo Festival.
Yeah.
But that means they would have to patch in support as well, so I don't know if they're going to do that.
Wow. That's pretty big. It should support all amiibos. I should be able to scan in Mega Man and have Mega Man in my Animal Crossing board game.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I hope they do. But get ready for the Animal Crossing range of amiibos as well.
Oh god, that's a little scary.
I think that's been confirmed.
How are they doing that? Isn't the whole point of the Animal Crossing is that your characters are supposed to be unique?
Well, just the character you play as.
Oh, okay. So
all the other ones are set, like Isabelle and the Tortoise and Reset.
But I thought they...
Like that.
Oh, okay. Like, their bodies are the same. Don't their personalities change based on how you play the game or something?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay. I didn't think there was a set storyline. I thought it was like different things can happen to different
I think
characters.
it's a set general storyline, but it's just open-ended because things always happen in your town, that sort of thing.
Oh, okay. I get it.
Okay, so yeah, so kind of interesting, but nothing special. Yokai Watch. It's basically Pokemon, and it's been really successful in Japan, so they're porting it over. Pretty much.
Yokai Watch.
Yeah, it's like set in the real world, or supposed to be, where you just like look around and find creatures. It's Pokemon. Like, it's hard to get around it. It's just Pokemon.
Pokemon!
Right, so the last one, and I've saved the best till last. This is a big game. It's going to save the Wii U. Everyone's excited. Mario Tennis Ultra Smash.
Really?
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
Really?
Absolutely.
Tennis.
It's Mario Tennis.
This is the game they go to for the Wii U.
Yep. I mean, if you look at
so
the Wii
out
U
of their Mario
announced,
sports games that they have made, is tennis really the most successful one?
It must be.
Because that's the only one
Right?
they're going to for the Wii U.
It must be. I mean, I guess none of them were that successful.
Are you telling me it's not Strikers? Really? Strikers was not the best?
I guess not.
You know,
I guess Mario Tennis
with
is more
soccer,
universal.
or as you Brits call it, football, being the most worldwide, most popular sport, you would think that would be it, and that's where they should go back to. I also think that's the best sports game they've made out of the ones they've done. I think it's much superior to the tennis. Tennis always felt a little too... The tennis feels a little too easy on all the games they've made. But I actually felt like the soccer was a competitive, fun kind of game. And, I don't know, I'm surprised they're going to tennis again. I really am.
I don't know, I guess it's either that or golf, because both of them started... Well, tennis started on the N64.
Yeah, golf.
So...
See, I don't really think of golf as a sport.
Well, it's still like Mario Golf, so, you know, that sort of deal.
It is.
I guess they had to make that choice. They were like, right, we're getting a new Mario sports game on Wii U. What are we going to go with? And I guess they're not going to support more than one, so it's like, boom, I guess Mario Tennis is what they went for.
Let me guess. Player 1 is on the Wii pad, and you see your half of the court. And player 2 is on the TV, and they see their half of the court.
Maybe, but from the trailer, it looks like it's just Mario Tennis again.
Oh.
But on the Wii U and in HD. Doesn't really look that different to me.
Maybe my imagination's just better. I would have seen, like, this imaginary net, and you would see, you know, back and forth, but whatever.
Yeah, it's possible, but... I don't know, Mario Tennis, it's like, that's fine. But... this is not the time. It's not the time.
Yeah, I don't see... That's just weird, Mario Tennis. I don't know.
And yeah, that's it. That was Nintendo's E3. So, I'm going to break down the games. On the Wii U this year, we got Star Fox Zero, Super Mario Maker, Xenoblade Chronicles X, the Animal Crossing stuff, and Mario Tennis. On the 3DS, we got Triforce Heroes. A lot of stuff's coming out in 2016, God. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Wait, something else has to be coming out this year on the 3DS.
No, I'm afraid not.
It looks like, based on this schedule, it's just Triforce Heroes.
Yeah, you can throw your 3DS out. You don't need it.
Because Hyrule Warriors Legends is next year, Mario & Luigi Paper Jam is next year, Metroid Prime is next year, the Yoko Watch thing is next year. So that's it.
They
That's
must have
got.
something up their sleeve that they're gonna pull out and be like, "Oh, look at this! It's Christmas time! Yay!"
Oh, we forgot to announce this. Oh no. Yeah, that's weird, because my predictions for E3 were, oh, the new 3DS is out, we should see, well, my prediction was F-Zero on the new 3DS. But we got nothing.
I don't think we're getting F-Zero at all, so...
Well, that made sense to me. It's like, right, you've got a new version of the DS which is more powerful and can do more. You need a franchise that can show that off. F-Zero. But they didn't announce any new 3DS games. It was just 3DS games, which actually makes the new 3DS look a little pointless if you're going to announce nothing for the thing.
I don't know what to tell you, man.
No, but it's like Zelda Triforce Heroes, yes, that should be just a 3DS game. That would make no sense.
No.
But if you're going to make a whole, not a whole new console, but if you're going to make a new version like this that can only run certain games, you've got to have something else for all the people that actually upgraded. Like, you've got to have one big game.
You know, Triforce Heroes, that should be on. That's a portable style game, portable thing. That should be on the 3DS. That'd be ridiculous. That's like if somebody came up with the idea to put Four Swords Adventures on the console. That just would have been ridiculous.
Cows, I'm afraid to say that kind of happened.
Just trying to quietly mock them. Okay.
Oh, sorry. I mean, it goes Wind Waker, Twilight Princess on the GameCube, and then Four Swords Adventures. They're all in the same league. That's fine.
Yeah, they're all the same. Yeah.
They're all up there. Everyone has their favorite.
Everyone has their favorite.
You can pick and choose. But yeah, so that's the bizarre thing to me. You know, obviously Wii U, it's not crazy that they're phasing it out or whatever. I understand. Zelda Wii U is going to be the last big game and that's going to be it. I don't have to completely agree with it, but whatever. But the 3DS, I guess they're phasing this out too.
Don't they usually phase out their portable console after the last release of their portable console? I usually find that
not
happens.
This extreme though. Like, this is a big extreme. Like, nothing's on the way on the 3DS.
Because they're sitting around a boardroom right now and they're like, anybody got any ideas? And everybody's like, ooh, Mario Kart 9. And they're like, oh, we have to put on another console for next. Oh, how about another Mario side-scroller game? Well, we already have two for the 3DS. Oh,
how about an Ocarina of Time remake?
No.
You did that. Majora's Mask? No.
Already done. How about
Wind Waker?
Oh, no, that's only, no.
Twilight Princess, hello. That's where the money is.
Even then, somebody's like, yeah, we probably could, but I think it's a little too close. We should probably save that for the next console. I'm telling you, they're already thinking next consoles.
Yeah, that's it. That's got to be where they're going. Because they're saying how NX is going to be big or whatever, like it's going to span across. So I guess they're getting to the point where they're going to end both the Wii U and the 3DS at the same time.
Which leads me to my prediction. The NX is both.
It's got to be both?
It's going to be both. It will be a home console and a portable system. It will be both.
Which, I don't know how I feel. I would have to see some games in the actual console, but it could work.
What you're going to get is you're going to get the Wii U. You're going to have your machine where you put a game in, and you will also get your gamepad, but it will be smaller. It will be like a 3DS smaller, so it will be that. On this gamepad, you'll have a place where you can also put games into, which will be the portable ones, but you can also play it like a Wii U when it's at home and it connects with your console. It will be both.
Yeah, or you could, you have your games on your main console, but then you preload them onto your handheld and then it runs like that. Maybe something like that.
Something like that. But I have this feeling they will end at a similar time, and this will be both. And
that's what we're seeing, though. That's exactly what we're seeing.
Yeah.
It's because there's stuff on the way for the 3DS, but that's not coming out until next year, and it's nothing big. Like, the focus was on 2016 for the 3DS, but there's nothing big, nothing exciting.
Because
with the 3DS, they've been really good with the support, but not anymore.
Because imagine playing your Mario game at home on your big your console-style game at home, but now you have to go and you have to sit in a car and you have to go to Grandma's house.
God damn it, Grandma.
God damn it, Grandma. Well, guess what? You can shut your console off, but keep taking your gamepad with you and keep playing it out to your car and keep going.
And it's got a touch screen, because you got to.
Ooh, wow.
Touch Mario.
It will have smell-o-vision.
Ooh, I don't know what purpose that would serve. I mean, cooking mama, maybe.
I don't know. That's always the sense that everybody talks. I've heard about smelling TVs for a long time, so maybe that's the next big thing, is that Nintendo figured out how to have 3D with no glasses, so maybe they're going to figure out how to have smell-o-vision. I don't know.
Great. Can't wait.
You'll smell a pizza pie with a Mario, and he has his mushrooms. Yay.
So you're just playing, like, Super Mario 64 and it just stinks of lasagna. Like, Mario, Jesus, man. God.
That's a spicy meatball.
That's a spicy meatball. Okay, so E3 or Nintendo's E3. I know it's, like, been hammered home. I'm gonna stick with it's bad. I thought it was really bad. No surprises, nothing that amazing, but just not good.
I give it 3 udders out of 6. Neutral.
Oh, halfway.
Giving it a neutral. Because I don't think it's as bad as it appeared. It's just not great.
But you're not, like, disappointed, though? Like, that there was nothing that really struck you as being like, oh, that looks good. I can't wait to play that. Because it doesn't sound like you're excited for any of these games.
Did we not just talk about Mario Tennis?
Well, that's a good point, actually. I mean, that was an ultra smash of a game.
No, I'm not overly excited to play any of these games, but at the same time, I will play these games. So.
God damn it, Cows. You and your fanboyism.
Not excited for Zelda Triforce, but we know I'm getting it.
Pre-order day one with your Zelda cap.
I'm pretty sure I can walk in and buy it day one too.
No, it's going to be a big hit. They're doing the amiibo style of making games. Well, we made 10,
my god, we might get amiibo for it. 3-pack Zelda Link amiibo or whatever. You'll get 3 little amiibo for the Triforce.
That's pretty good.
Or maybe you'll get a Triforce amiibo. Do amiibos have to be humanoid creatures? Or can it be an
Well, you have to be able to scan them into a game.
It could be anything, though. It doesn't have to be a living creature in their games, does it? Why can't it just be the Triforce amiibo?
Because why would you scan that in?
Don't buy anything right now.
You mean you would buy anything?
Yes, I would. If they made Triforce amiibo, if they made Lon Ranch amiibo, bought it. Boom.
Or what you do, right? You do Triforce amiibo, but you have 3
Epona
different
amiibo?
ones for each timeline.
Oh my god.
So you have timeline amiibos.
If they made Twilight Princess Postman amiibo, sold.
Well, that's different. That's a whole other thing. I mean, you gotta get that.
Sold right there. Even though he's a little effeminate, still sold.
Well, nothing wrong with that. Let's not judge.
I'm not judging. I'm just pointing it out. Sold. Come on. Look at those short shorts, man. Who doesn't like short shorts?
Well, he runs around all day. He gets sweaty. He's got to...
Who wears short shorts?
I wear short shorts?
I'm not sure I want to picture that, but okay.
Well, that's your choice. Right, I think we did it.
We did
2.5 hours, but we did it.
We did it! We made it! We got there! think we would.
I thought this was going to be a short one due to how kind of rough the main event was, but we got through it. We came up with some stuff.
Oh boy, nothing short unless it's the Super Happy Fun Time Hour.
Well, that's an hour. That has to be by definition. But anyway, Cows, any last thoughts and feelings?
My last thought of the day. Wow. My last thought of the day is don't buy any of these games.
Even though you will.
Even though I will. Stop buying Amiibo. Let me get them. And if we all got together with our listeners, which probably isn't many, but if we did, we all got together and we played a party game, which party game would I suggest we all play?
Oh, is that a question for like the comment section?
No, it's an actual question I'm asking you.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, I don't know.
I would suggest we all play musical chairs.
Oh. Right, that's it. It's over. We're ending this. Right, Cows, it's been a pleasure, I guess. Thanks for being on the podcast.
Anytime.
But I've had enough.
So can't take it anymore.
I'm done. All right.
He's done.
I'll see you guys in a couple of days for the Sony Microsoft one, but this has been the Nintendo one with Cowscrazy.
Moo!
And it's been moo-rific.
It's been moo-rific.
Goodbye.
Could have been worse, right? It could have been an utter failure.
Right, bye.